There's this thing called offensive crayons.
What?
It's offensive crayons, and it's colors whose names have nothing to do with the color of the crayon, but like the orange crayon is called presidential.
Yep. I think I've heard of those.
There's a crayon that says LGBTQ LMNOP. Self-identified as blue, and it's a pink crayon.
Great.
Your parents' divorce was your fault, peach.
No, that's nice. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bitcast. It's episode 54, and it's February 1st, 2019. We have made it into the second month of 2019.
God, I wanted him to say 2018 so bad.
You asshole. No. We've made it into the second month of 2019. We've made it into the second podcast of the second year. Hooray. We've made it.
We did it.
This
Lo
week,
hicimos.
this week, since there was an overabundant demand for Holly, I've brought back Holly for this week.
Woo!
And we have, hey, we...
Who said that? Was it Matt?
That was definitely Matt.
I had to have Holly back. We have an email regarding Holly, so.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
And he even added my Twitter.
I even added Holly's Twitter in here now. So.
Wait, you have a Twitter?
Yeah, but
she
I
has
never
a Twitter that
never
uses. So you can try to get there and you will not find it, or you'll find it, but it'll be locked and then you'll be sad. So that's the way it works. But nonetheless. Welcome, everybody. It's time to talk about things and stuff and video games. And by God,
Nice.
is there video games to talk about this week?
I got stuff to talk about.
I've got a lot of stuff to talk about, too.
Nice.
So I guess we could just get down to the business for the week. You know what? I think I'll kick it off. My business is this. The most recent and interesting thing that just happened to me is today was my last day of work.
Oh. Yay for unemployment.
Not unemployment.
Just new job.
I am starting a new job on Monday, so.
Congratulations.
Hooray. It's going to be better, hopefully.
Congrats.
I don't like that hopefully at the end.
If there's more money, it's gonna be better in one way, right?
Okay, yes. There's more money involved and better benefits and better benefits and better benefits.
Well, then it sounds absolutely perfect to have your soul sucked out.
Yeah. Yay, corporate America.
Woo! And because I don't work in it. Yay, I can soon get health insurance through my future husband.
Yay.
Hey, can I get on that and get dental?
Not till November. Oddly enough, I don't understand that, but that's a later podcast. Start talking about things of that nature on the podcast. I don't know. Anyway, I'm starting a new job. It was interesting to walk away from where I have been working for the past year and a quarter, but it's all for the best. So, outside of that, otherwise in new news, let's see.
Studio location.
Oh, well, I've covered the studio location has changed, and it is much, much brighter in here now. There are lots of new lights in here, and then some of my issue is I don't have enough curtain yet hung up. So, there will be some curtain adjustments going on, and
it looks really cool in here, actually.
I've impressed her, so hooray.
Oh, that's not hard. She's biased.
Oh, that's true.
Now impressed us.
I have a dedicated D&D spot built into the studio now, so that is the kind of the nice thing.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
All right. I'll take some photos and I will send them your way, and you will be like, oh, D&D stuff.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
then you'll have to fly down here some point in time in the future. Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. One day. Let's see. Outside of that, I actually turned on my Nintendo Switch for the first time in a long time.
Mhm.
I know
Nailed
that
it.
sounds insane, but
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I wanted to get the PD Piranha Plant for Smash before it expires, because if you're listening to this now, it's too late. You're fucked. You had to, if you bought Smash, you had to register Smash with Nintendo through your 3DS or the website to get PD Piranha Plant for free.
Mhm.
If you did not do that, you do not get him for free anymore.
Is that like as of yesterday?
As of yesterday.
Oh, okay, then I missed it.
Rip.
You might be able to try. I don't know if they've done the legitimate. All you have to do is put Smash in and then redeem the coins through the home menu for the game. And Nintendo said within 3 business days they will email you a code. I actually got mine 3 business days after I submitted the code, or submitted my coin. So I was a little surprised. I began to wonder because people had been complaining about not receiving their code at all, and it going past 10 business days. Some people had bought it day 1 and they still haven't got their code. So no, Nintendo's sketchy about this stuff.
Yeah.
You could
I,
also. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I honestly couldn't care less about Petey Brana.
Well, apparently he's slow but balanced. So
I mean, I just don't want to play him.
I wanted to give it a shot. I mean, I
That's
haven't
fair.
I haven't had an opportunity to play as him yet. I've still got to redeem the code, but I am a little bit there. And then I poked around a little bit at Smash while I was working on editing the last 2 podcasts, and kind of interested. I think the solo single player mode is going to be a fun thing to do. So I'm looking forward to continuing that adventure and trying it out. But I really, really have been hooked lately on watching speed runs from AGDQ when it was at the beginning of the year. I have watched so many speed runs, so many long speed runs specifically, because I had a whole lot of time to kill. I watched the 9-hour run of Final Fantasy IX.
Oh wow.
That
Dang.
was super impressive, though, and hilarious, by the way.
I'm gonna assume they didn't do Jump Rope King.
It was any percent run, so
Okay.
they skipped a bunch of stuff. If it were 100%, I think it takes forever.
Yeah.
I mean, those games take forever anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. But right now I'm watching a 6-hour speed run of Wind Waker HD.
Wind Waker speedruns are awesome.
It is super impressive to watch these guys sit there and do these super swims that they call it.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
going into first person mode with their tools, and then suddenly they just shoot across the map going backwards. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? It's like, I
This
wanna
is
do
a
that.
thing? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I want to try this, so I'm gonna have to break out the Wii U, or well, no, I could play. No, I could break out the Wii U to do that. Thank goodness I got a pro controller for the Wii U.
I know the speedrunners were really concerned when they were re-releasing the HD version. They thought that they were going to take out Super Swim, and apparently they didn't.
No,
Apparently they left that
didn't.
feature in.
In fact, the HD version got even more broken than the other original versions for the game.
Really?
Yes.
That's
That doesn't
surprising.
surprise me.
That's Nintendo. They screw things up pretty well when they do that. But it makes an interesting speed run to watch. So if you're into speed runs, that one is a really entertaining speed run.
Nice.
Let's see. What else has been going on? I can't think of anything else. That is about the extent of the video game and entertainment I've been consuming outside of standard TV stuff. I have been watching some more Superstore.
We both have.
Yeah, we both have. We're trying to
What's
stay awake
Superstore?
at time. Superstore, yeah, it's was it NBC? No, ABC. ABC. Yeah, it's a ABC.
Is it ABC?
It's a Peacock. Or is that
No,
NBC?
That's NBC.
All right. Well, okay. Okay. I haven't had like regular TV in an eternity now. So when I watch something on Hulu, I don't care what station it's from.
That's
I'm
fair.
just like, it's a show. So I've been watching
Bless you.
Superstore, and Superstore is really funny. I like it, but as the seasons have gone on, from season 1, season 2, season 3's gotten a little weird.
Yeah, well, that seems to be the problem with TV shows like this. I think they need a really solid first season to be picked up for another season. Then season 2 needs to be pretty good, and usually season 3
Start to taper off. Like, we've ran out of jokes to write. Well,
like
let's make this happen.
Well, for example, the end of Friends, like it became like a soap opera, and I'm like,
It wasn't a soap opera to begin with?
not really. It was
No.
more the characters were in unique situations, and then towards the end, it was like, well, who's dating who, and what? Why is this an issue? It's just.
Are the days of our lives.
I've noticed that a lot of TV shows have a tendency to do that. They get to the point where they run out of plot points, and so they just go to, it'd be really cool. Let's just make it a soap opera for no apparent reason. And I hate it. It's super, because they'll take these really good shows and just butcher them to death.
Yep.
And you're just like, oh God, guys, come on.
Yeah, and it's usually right around the 3rd or 4th season. It seems to be. Like, I'm a Friends fan, so I love season 4, and then season 5 started to. And the last season, they should have just ended it at season 8. They shouldn't have pulled it out to season 10.
Gotta make that money.
Yeah, like
It's hard to walk away from that.
yeah, like $1 million an episode. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that
no
point, yeah, I don't blame the actors for doing it. It's the writers I was mad at.
yeah, and then there are some TV shows that I've noticed that end early for this reason. And I know I'm amongst all guys here, and I know none of you have seen this for good reason, but Sex and the City did this. They ended it at the 6th season.
Well, it's kind of like Breaking Bad ended properly.
True.
They ended that at the right time, because you could tell that if they tried to drag that out a little too much longer, it was going to get a little soap opera-y. So I was kind of glad that they stopped it when they did.
It also helped them that they had a different storyline ready to roll with, like, Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, let's just shift our position to this way and go.
And I'm fine with that. I think that was fine. Spin-offs I'm okay with. I just don't want them to, like, destroy my existing shows.
That's
Don't even get me started on Joey.
What a great show that was.
what a mistake that was. Let's see. So that's really all I've been up to. It's been an interesting week, to say the least. So that's my business. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right, Cody, what do you got going on?
I don't have too much going on, as per usual for me. School, work, the usual. I applied for that new job of mine.
Ooh.
So hopefully I'll be joining you in the new job club soon, because even though I'd be working evenings, it would be really nice to have a job that pays more than under $10 an hour.
Nickels on dimes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's great only making like $160 a week.
Oof.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's the life, bro.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's when you know you've made it.
Yep. I can buy myself gas, and I can buy myself my car insurance and my phone bill.
I could pay my car insurance, and that's it.
No food.
Nope.
Forget about eating.
Thankfully, my parents take care of that for me right now. I am in dire need of new clothes and cannot afford it. Not to mention, on top of all that, I am still paying for tuition and books.
Nice.
So, but this is close to my last semester. I think I've got one class after this semester to take, which should hopefully only be like, I think it'll be maybe $600 or $700 for the 3-credit class. And then hopefully a not too expensive book on top of that. But it's sociology, so I'm sure it'll be like a $300 book.
Sociology. That's a good class. That's a nice and easy class.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
it'll be
hoping
easy.
for.
It's easy.
I've taken it too. It's pretty easy.
I'll be taking it in the summer, so it'll be an accelerated class. So instead of 14 weeks, it'll be done in about 6 or 7 weeks.
That's
Gotcha.
probably the one worth taking on
Yeah.
an accelerated, because sociology is just kind of one of those. Let me just take a class.
Yeah,
You gotta
I'm-
have it though.
I'm hoping, because that'll be me in the summer, just wanting to be done, and hopefully being able to stream, hopefully working, and doing all that sort of fun stuff. Aside from that, I've been spending a lot of my free time when I'm not doing homework watching Red versus Blue. I think I mentioned.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think I mentioned last podcast that I was going to try and pick that back up, and I started at season 1, and I am now on season 13.
Jesus.
Yep, that's a season, all right.
And they are up to season 16 so far on their website.
Yeah. I've still got to download. I've got to buy season 15 on Blu-ray. I haven't done it yet.
Why not Red Ray? Everyone knows Red Ray's better.
Boo.
That joke.
Hey, even they made that joke.
AI.
What does the A
That
stand
doesn't
for?
mean it's good.
What's the I stand for again?
What does the A stand for again? Let's see. And then today I played Anthem, the Anthem demo.
This is what I was hoping you were going to talk about.
Yeah, and I'm
'Cause
sure
I'm curious.
that pretty much sums it up for everything I've done. So TJ, you can join me in on this, and we'll segue into you if that sounds
cool.
good to you.
Yes, I didn't do anything, but I drove from Oregon to here,
Oh, okay.
and then I played Anthem.
Yeah. So I got to play Anthem with TJ and my buddy Axel, who was doing the awesome D&D or still is doing the awesome D&D campaign. Aside from our awesome D&D campaign.
Yeah. Go watch episode 5. It's out now.
Yeah.
By the way,
Best.
is 6 up yet?
What do you mean? 6? It's
Yeah, for me to edit.
should be.
Okay, I'll have to download that later. I'll do that this weekend.
Let me look.
But yeah,
Yeah.
go watch episode 5.
Yeah, go edit 6, slacker.
I will. I'll still have it out on time. I've got plenty of time. But yeah, so TJ and I were playing Anthem, which I don't really know how to describe this game, but I was actually enjoying myself.
What?
It's Destiny, but a little bit better and a little bit weirder.
A little
Yeah.
bit better and a little bit weirder.
Not weirder. Honestly, it feels just like Destiny. It plays it differently because it's made by BioWare. But
It's on third person.
it's over the shoulder third person. It's like BioWare was making like a team-based game, sort of like Destiny, and EA looked at it and they're like, make it look more like Destiny. Make it do more things like Destiny.
Oh shit.
Just make it look a lot like make it Destiny. So like it's basically like a run and shoot, and it's a lot like Destiny. You fight. There's world events. There's you go into instances where you do dungeons. There's missions. You're in robot suits.
Cool robot suits. Mine looks like a Big Daddy from BioShock.
There's a lot of customization. You can change the material of your suit. You can change the color. Different materials have different colors. So like a metallic custom or costume piece would have metallic colors, like copper, gold, titanium, stuff like that. So I feel like it's Destiny, but I feel like it's better, like a
Yeah.
slightly better version of Destiny.
And the enemies that you face don't feel like they're incredibly beefed up in the health and shield region just to make you spend a lot of ammo.
Yeah.
It feels like each enemy has a unique purpose and is unique to itself, and there's always a way to kill them quickly.
Mm-hmm. It is fun. I'll say it's more fun than Destiny to play.
Yeah, it focuses a lot more on teamwork because there's one class called the Interceptor that kind of is the sword-wielding melee roguish type character. And if another class uses an ability to set an enemy on fire or give them like an electricity debuff, essentially, the Interceptor can run in and start meleeing them and do combos based off of what you've administered to them as a status effect. So they'll do more damage because you set them on fire and then they're hitting them.
Mm-hmm.
I am still saddened by what I've heard so far.
Honestly, I love it. It's a ton of fun.
What have you heard so far? Because I haven't heard anything about this game other than that it was fun.
All I've heard right now is everything that you've said, and everything that you've said so far, it's like, it's Destiny, but more fun. And I'm like, I don't want Destiny.
Destiny was great. I love playing Destiny. So I mean,
yeah, I think that's the problem for me too, is I am not interested in a Destiny style game in the slightest.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like the shooting mechanics of Destiny because it's the people who made Halo. I don't really want another Destiny. There's Destiny already.
yeah, there's also already a racing game, and there's also already a fighting game, but we keep making more of those genres.
Yeah, but I don't buy those. So
I feel like a lot of people compare it to Destiny because it's one of the few games of a similar genre and setting.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, what?
Runny shooty?
Yeah, it's Borderlands, but made by another company and multiplayer.
Yeah, but the controls are a whole lot different. You're not first person, and you're not just sprinting around and shooting and ducking behind cover. Depending on the class you play, you are doing something completely different. If you're the Storm, which is like a mage character, you're constantly casting spells, essentially, throwing fireballs or calling lightning storms, and staying behind the rest of your team, hovering, just being a general mage nuisance. If you're the Interceptor, you are darting around the map at crazy speed, slicing things up, sneaking up on people, comboing them. If you're the Colossus, you're right up front. You're throwing up your shield, blocking all the damage. You're pulling out basically a minigun and just mowing things down, jumping in the air and stomping on people. If you're the Ranger, yes? You were going to say something, Matt?
I was just going to say, I don't think it's the fact... or at least for me personally, it's not the fact that I don't know what people do, or I want it to be different from Destiny or Warframe. It's that I don't want BioWare wasting, for lack of a better phrase, I don't want BioWare wasting their time making a Warframe-esque or Destiny-esque game that's based primarily around multiplayer or cooperative or loot farming or things like that, when the kings of RPGs could be making an actual RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's like EA, fine, EA make this game, but have DICE make it. DICE makes multiplayer games.
Please don't have DICE make it.
but you know what I mean, right? It's not that I think that the game is innately garbage or anything. It's just that I feel like you've taken a development studio that has proven their mastery in a specific genre and they dominate it easily, and then just gone, you know what? I know you guys are the gods at this thing over here, but let's do something completely different, because why the fuck not? And maybe it's because I'm a single player RPG kind of guy and not really a multiplayer kind of guy, but I feel like it was more of a waste of their time. And it's if you like the game, that's great. I think I'm not saying the game shouldn't exist. It's just, it's not my kind of game. So
I think what remains to be seen with it is if there is a good story or any story at all, because you're right, with games like Destiny and Borderlands 2 and Warframe, those games I don't feel ever had much of a story.
Great story. Well, I don't know about Warframe, but
yeah, there is a story in there, but it's pretty obvious even to an untrained eye that the story takes a back seat to runny shooty.
Yeah.
Runny
In-
shooty loot stuff is far more important to those titles than the story is.
In Borderlands 1, I felt like the story didn't take as much of a back seat as it did in Borderlands 2. And in games like that, like, I've played Destiny, and with Borderlands 2, I don't remember half of the story in any of those games. Borderlands 1, I could probably tell you about what happens throughout it all. It's been a while since I've played it, but I remember that story.
Any of the story of Destiny.
Yeah.
It's flimsy.
You didn't play any of it. You played like 2 hours of it.
I know. I don't remember any of the story that there should have been in that game at that point in time where they were setting up.
Yeah,
I remember walking around with like a broken body going.
Yeah.
For like forever. I don't know. I'm not looking. Personally, I'm not looking. Are there loot boxes? Have there been loot boxes? Have you seen loot boxes?
No, there's not loot boxes. Loot boxes are dead.
I hope so.
I don't know.
But I guarantee you there's going to be DLC.
Oh, of course there's DLC.
There's
I mean,
DLC.
every game has DLC.
There's no loot boxes in what's this game called again? Anthem. But they are selling. They're going a method kind of like what's your favorite game, Daniel, that's out right now? The one you love?
Dead Cells?
No, the other one. The one that he loves and he plays all the time, 24/7, and lives and breathes this game.
Life, the board game?
No, come on, guys! It's the one where you drop in a school. That's my joke. It's the one where you drop in a school bus and shoot all your friends.
The one that I hate with a passion, and should never exist.
Whatever the hell that game is,
they're changing their loot boxes.
That's what I mean. Anthem is going the route of, you don't really get a loot box, but we're going to sell you everything at really high prices. So if you want this like really cool looking skin, it costs $20 worth of fake in-game currency and stuff like that. It's the whole concept. And it's one thing I've watched this other guy on YouTube that does video game news, and he was talking about this. They're taking all the things that video games used to give you for completing something difficult or something challenging, and they're putting them behind a paywall. So like, it used to be that if you did like this really obscure thing, like kill this boss within this amount of time, you'd get this really cool skin. And now you don't get jack for doing that other than an achievement that shows up on your dashboard, and the skin they would have normally given you, you have to pay $10 for that.
That sounds about right, honestly.
Yeah. And
it's the way the market has pushed, because everybody hates loot boxes.
And it's not just Anthem; it's a lot of games nowadays. So
where you buy the game and then you have to buy all these add-ons for it.
Exactly.
You buy the game, you spend $60 on a game, and then you end up going to spend probably somewhere in the ballpark, I don't know, $400 or $500 in add-ons.
Whoa!
Look at that face just dropped right there. But that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to what you were talking about, Cody. Because you were talking about your.
I was just trying to say that I know a lot of people are trying to draw parallels to Destiny, and it might be of a similar game, but just the way that it plays, in my opinion, was vastly different to Destiny, and it's kind of a game and of its own caliber right now, because just like, it's very similar, and I think it's probably designed that way to help play off of people's desire for Destiny to have been better than what they expected, and hopefully people will kind of flock to this game and see what it's like. I'm hoping, and obviously have no evidence based on it, but I'm hoping that this game will be one of those slow burn to starts where like a few people will take the chance and pick it up and they enjoy it and they play it, and then it slowly spreads, instead of, everyone buys it all at once and then trashes the game and says it's dead, and then Ubisoft has to pick it up 3 years later and actually start making it a good game again.
They can't save them all, Cody. They can't save them all.
We got to trust in Ubisoft. We've got to.
I'll tell you what, I will give it a shot, and I will see what Anthem is like.
Here's the thing, though: if you don't like games like Borderlands or Destiny, the whole shoot and loot, then it's not going to be a game you'll like.
Yeah,
Well,
it may be a different like what Cody was saying is a valid point. It's not Destiny 2, and I
Right.
get that.
It's just it's
But
that genre.
that's like also saying that Need for Speed is not Gran Turismo. You
Right.
can't loot them together. It's like, yeah, you can lump them together. They're racing games. That's
Mhm.
what they are. So I mean, Destiny, Anthem, Warframe, they're all loot shoot
Yeah.
games. So if you don't like loot shoot games, you're probably not going to enjoy Anthem that much. You'll get a little bit of enjoyment at first, and then you'll eventually get to the point where it's just this. It's the same kind of grind. It's the running missions, flying around, shooting shit, and then hoping you get good loot. And if that's not
Yeah.
your jam, then that's not your jam.
well, see, as long as there's a good story or a good reason to play the missions, because I will give a little twist to this and say, instead of looking at it as a loot shoot like Diablo 3 being a loot game
Hack and slash
straight
and
up,
loot.
hack and slash
Right.
loot, there's nothing wrong with a loot-esque game,
No,
just as long as it's good. Destiny was not good.
one of my favorite RPGs of all time is considered a loot fest, and it was the original Dungeon Siege.
Oh my god, that was the best.
Dungeon Siege was a loot fest, but it
Very
was
much.
it had such a good story behind it that kept you wanting to move forward. That it didn't feel like it was a loot fest, but I mean that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and that's what I say when I don't want another Destiny. Destiny's story was so flimsy, and it's still flimsy. I was riding high when they announced Destiny long time ago. I was riding high on Destiny because I was so excited about the potential of where they were talking about world-altering situations from when you get into the game and things that you play. And then when I got in and I started playing, all I heard about was, oh, you run up into a cave and shoot inside of it for 3 hours to get something, so you can go shoot something else.
Oh, then
Yeah.
you're not gonna like Anthem.
There's no story behind Anthem.
I'm sure there is, but you didn't give Destiny a chance. I mean, you listened to what other people said and then didn't play it.
There was still nothing in Destiny, though.
I mean,
There's still nothing
So,
there.
so far, there's nothing in Anthem either.
There's
even
no story for Anthem.
there
There
was
is.
a little bit of a story in the demo, but it remains to be seen what the story is like because the demo was completed in 2 hours of game time.
You got to think though; these games aren't single player games. They're not meant to be played once, where you enjoy a really long story, like say Borderlands. These are meant to be played over and over and over. So the stories are going to be. We have a semi good reason for you to be in this cave. Go in there. I mean, they're not meant to be beefy stories. There's a whole story where the lore is just in the stuff you pick up through comms, but I don't think you're gonna find the level of story you're hoping for.
No, apparently not. From what you're saying right now.
I mean, I've played the demo. I haven't played the whole game, so I can't be.
Well, I mean,
authority
just
on
from
this.
the demo. If the demo is representative of anything, that's what you're saying.
That's
for
the
the future,
no
then
demo. No demo is the representative. I'm telling you, it's the type of game it is. It's the same. It's that level of game.
Then I am very sad.
I mean, I can say that the demo was fun and it didn't feel like as much of a loot fest as other games were. I mean, yes, you collected loot and got
There's a
new
lot less loot.
but there is significantly less loot. It's not focused so much about here's 600 different guns with all these statistics that you can get. It's more like here's a few similar guns and you'll pick up new weapons as you go along and have fun.
Honestly, I have a triangle when it comes to games where a game must hit 2 of the 3 things for me to enjoy the game. And it has one is gameplay. How fun is it to play? How well does it work? The other is how well does it look? The art style. It doesn't have to be super great graphics, but a decent art style. And the other is story. As long as a game can hit 2 of the 3, then it's usually doing really good. Very few games hit all 3 of those.
Yeah, I do say that. I'm more so story heavy on my selection, so I'd rather play Breath of the Wild than
Right, I'm the same, but sometimes I don't want to get into a story game. Sometimes I just want to sit here and just mindlessly mow down enemies for a couple hours. So that's why I always go to Grand Theft Auto Online. There's no story in there, but it's a shit ton of fun to play.
I'll play that.
Or yeah,
Well-
Rocket League or Destiny. It's just a mindless. Just I don't want to connect with the game on any kind of like intellectual level. I just want to hurt it.
That's like Doom,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all like, is anybody really paying that close attention to what the story is in Doom?
Mhm.
It's like, no, not really. You're just fucking blowing shit up. If it moves, kill it.
yeah.
That's how I played the most recent Doom game, the newest one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
To be determined. I will probably install and try the demo whenever they launch again. I think, is it already over or is it going through the
No,
weekend?
it's through the weekend. But if you don't want to pay for the game and you enjoy EA's games, it's not a sponsor or anything, but they have the. It could be. Don't sponsor us, EA. I don't want to feel that dirty. I'll do it. I'll do it.
EA shield.
But if you do the Origin Premiere, it's like $15 a month where you get a shitload of games. They include Anthem, and I think the whatever DLC is coming out with it, or whatever. I don't know if it's DLC, but there's some attachment to the name. It could just be the name of the game.
So it's an opportunity to experience the game
Yeah.
for $15 on a one-off
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, and I mean,
Like a
there's
really expensive rental.
kind of There's also a shitload of other games, so you might be worth it.
True, you play something better or worse depending upon your tastes.
It is EA.
Yeah. throw a stone, you're gonna hit a shitty game or something good.
Mm-hmm. But that's if you're not like, I don't want to pay $70 for this game. It's like, well, we can pay $15 and try it.
Is it really 70?
I think the bonus stuff is. I think it's like 60 for the regular game.
That would make sense.
Frightening.
Kind of bogarted your business there, Cody, didn't we?
It was a good
Well,
conversation.
That was yeah. It just went on like a really long tangent.
Yeah, no, that's
those
fine.
are tangents that happen, man. When you
Yeah.
get into a good conversation and you have a lot of different opinions.
Mm-hmm.
I have no opinion.
You don't play video games.
I should.
You just say you're
I'm
not.
getting curious now listening to all of this.
Good.
And we have a whole game closet.
Oh yeah, I still haven't pulled out all my video game systems and put them into the shelving units.
If they're out, I will play.
Play some
So-
old console games.
So
Back
what
in the
you're-
day when the games were good.
What you're saying is we're going to get some arena
Ew.
episodes with Holly in it.
Yes, actually.
And you will beat me so terribly.
That's the best thing about Arena is like we play games that we either haven't played in forever or have never played.
This is an odd time to bring it up, but might as well on the podcast. Actually, I was going to see if because TJ and I are going to be hanging out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I figured we'd make an opportunity to try to record a couple of arenas and do some Jackbox.
Ooh.
Sure.
So if y'all are interested tomorrow, because I know Holly is interested in trying to play some Jackbox too.
Oh, that would be so much fun to play with Holly.
Oh,
Screw the rest of you. Holly, I want to play Jackbox with Holly.
so we'll discuss offline and see how we can set this up.
We should make plans on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll make plans on the podcast for everybody to listen to. Hey, we're going to record something.
We like plans.
Yay.
We'll figure it out. Yeah,
So
I'm around tomorrow.
Sweet.
we're all around tomorrow.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be here. Things have made things different. So,
Ooh.
so Cody,
But before I officially end, I almost forgot to mention that I got my Elder Dice in, and some of the
Ooh.
awesome coins and stuff that they came along with it. It's hard to see, but it's
Let's
got a
pull
little
it back a little bit. Let the camera focus.
it's got a little Cthulhu face on it.
Cthulhu.
But yeah, I got my Elder Dice.
Very
my
nice.
various kinds. And one of them seems to roll very well for me. So, wrong side. Seems to roll very well for me. So I am very excited to try this out.
This is what you're going to be using next recording session.
Most likely, yes.
I can't wait to give you disadvantage on purpose for no reason.
Look, man, you've already screwed me over many other times. I mean,
Hey.
Is he that
Guard is-
guy? Is he that guy that always beats everybody? He's always good at
No,
games.
well, see, I'm the dungeon master, so I determine what happens in the story.
Yeah. I
And
understand.
Cody,
I like how
likes to
Cody says
talk.
he's been really mean to me. Cody's made a lot of poor decisions so far. It's not really the DM doing it. Cody's rolled bad.
and
Yeah.
man, has it made the video so good.
it has mainly been the fact that anytime I tried to do anything, I roll below a 10. And
Roll to
Typically-
intimidate this guard, and he's all like 3.
I try my best to set the barrier so low, but you know,
He just seems to find
He
his way
just-
under them every time.
it's like you're a limbo master, Cody.
it's just amazing 'cause I'm a turtle. I mean,
I'm gonna get
Yeah,
some Caribbean music, so every time Cody rolls, I just start playing it.
Oh, God.
I think the one
look forward
time
to
that
it.
you set a DC to like 5, I think I rolled a 1.
I have lowered the stakes in the upcoming next episode that we're going to be recording for episode 7, which will be not this weekend but next weekend. There's going to be a lot of rolling involved, so find your best dice.
Don't let me do anything, guys.
I've got brand new $200 dice. They
What?
will. Yeah, did I not tell you how much those dice cost?
No!
Yeah,
Holy shit, TJ!
yeah,
Well,
they're
the
real
dice-
nice.
Did you tell him the dice I got at PAX were 176?
Holy shit! Oh wow!
I mean, I spent $100, but I got 2 sets of dice, and neither of them roll well for me.
I was standing there looking. I was looking at like some gemstone dice and some other dice that ranged up to like $75, and I was like, "Wow, $75 for dice." Woo.
Where I got my wooden dice, they had some crushed gemstone and resin dice, which look really nice. And you're probably looking at the same ones. They were over at Level Up Dice over by Wormwood.
Yeah.
If you'd gone a little bit more to your right, you'd seen the wooden ones, and those are the ones I bought.
Ooh, you'll have to let me see it when.
Yeah, they're real
I'm
nice.
Super curious. I mean,
They roll really well. You can ask Cody and his team. Hey, Matt. Matt was there. Matt got fucked up too.
Rolled a 1 for me.
Oh yeah, he's like, let me roll my die. I said, you roll mine, and he rolled it, hit a natural 1.
woo.
That's a solid. Was it was copper, right? Yeah,
Yes,
that's a copper.
solid copper.
See, I got some copper plated die, but I don't have solid copper die.
Mhm.
Where
Yeah.
are your die?
There's my DM die, and in my other bag I have the copper plated. Those are the ones that I kill people with.
Those tokens.
These are all coins.
Oh, cool.
They're all metal coins and themed after the various eldritch signs of different elder gods. And to buy them for the Kickstarter was like super cheap. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get one of each.
Mhm.
I don't think I spent more than $30 on 3 sets of dice with extra D6 and all 6 coins.
That's not bad.
On top of all this.
Yeah, I've got a big bag too. How we made the intro for Attacking the Darkness. All those D20s individually rolled.
It came out really good.
It did. I was proud of that. That was a lot of effort we put into that.
Hmm.
It looked real good.
Okay, so Cody, any more business?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Anybody else? TJ, did you want to go ahead and do you have any other business that you wanted to discuss outside of Anthem?
Not really. I mean, I didn't do anything. I did work.
You worked. You drove home from Oregon.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Washington, not Oregon.
Washington, sorry.
Yeah.
Did you outrun the polar vortex?
I didn't even come near me.
Didn't even come near you.
Nope.
I got
Everybody's
it.
like, it's -50. And I'm like, it's 30 here.
Well, sorry for those people up north. Wow.
Yeah. I wanted to be in it. I wanted to
East Coast.
experience this.
I'm just looking. That's Cody. I saw your tweet the other day that you had. It was like, this is not fair for all the temperatures, and I was like,
Dude, I had ice on the inside of my window, not like in between the screen of outside and
Whoa.
the one, like literally inside my house. There was ice forming on my window because it was so cold.
so impressive.
Some places they had the drywall, like it was squeezing the water out of the drywall and freezing it on the inside of the house.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
it's like
I-
negative 60 in
Yeah.
negative 50 in Minneapolis, I think.
Yeah, there's a couple places up there in the Midwest that got ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like jugs of antifreeze were freezing.
Yeah,
That's
I,
At that point, you just give up. You're not turning that truck ain't turning over for no reason.
I have a
No.
friend in Michigan, and oh, it got cold up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm.
And it doesn't help. She has 4 children under the age of 10. So.
Oof.
Oh.
Oh my god! Think about that. Even if you got oil heaters, your oil would freeze.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's
And-
supposed to be letting off now.
Yeah. The great thing about the internet is Rule 34 existed for the polar vortex as
Oh
well.
my god! I saw that.
I'm sorry, what?
I saw that. That was on the deep ends. They posted that on their Facebook. It was like the polar vortex needs to put on a bra.
Well, someone
like,
actually
oh.
drew it up. It was not good.
You can drop it in the chat.
Yeah, see if I can find it.
Okay, we'll look
I
at that
found it.
later.
I found it.
Oh, good job.
Matt was already looking for it. He's like, "Hey, I want to see that."
I was. You wouldn't. Oh, you want me to just put it in podcast or whatever?
Yeah, you just drop it in the podcast chat. Oh my god!
That's the one. That's the one.
There you go. Let Holly see.
Oh my god.
She looks to be about a 32 double D.
I would trust her numbers.
I would trust any woman's numbers if they had said that.
No, actually,
hilarious.
a majority of women don't know their real bra size.
hmm
Like they actually are most. It's like it's like half.
That's true. That's why they depend on men to stand behind them and be like, do, 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 do. I see. Let me check this out. Yeah, you're about this.
Please don't do that. Please do not do that to random women.
Yeah, please.
I know we say
It's
some
me.
messed up shit in here, but I just wanna.
We draw the line at sexual harassment.
As the Baron of saying dumb shit on here.
Hey,
Oh, goodness.
He wants to touch my boobs. That's fine.
Right. I mean, hey,
That's what I was talking about. You have a significant other.
consent is key. Don't do it to random women. No.
No, he doesn't do that.
Nobody does that. Unless they're a Victoria's Secret employee.
I sure hope people get background checks to work there.
Nope.
Well, it's mostly women.
Terrifying. Oh, is it? Okay, that's
Yeah.
less
I've
terrifying.
never seen a dude working there.
That's
I
fair.
have-
Sure. You have?
You have?
I've never seen a guy working at Victoria's Secret.
I have.
Was he gay?
Most likely yes.
There you go.
Hey, but no, I've definitely seen males working there.
Do they
do I
also
shop-
model lingerie?
What?
Do they also model lingerie while they're there?
Don't ask, don't tell.
Usually the female employees are not the ones modeling the lingerie, though.
That's fair. My time at Victoria's Secret was brief. I was like, I just need to go in, get this thing, and get the fuck out of here.
DJ's like, what time is the show supposed to start?
I brought a
Everybody should give you
chair.
Side look. You're like, what the hell is this guy?
I'm not a pervert. I mean, I'm not a public pervert.
Oh, goodness. All right, TJ. So, outside of the polar vortex that we just talked about, what else you got? Nothing?
Nothing.
Anything? Nothing? Sadness.
Yeah, nothing new.
I have good news.
All right, Holly, why don't you go ahead and talk about your business and your good news?
Well, it's a little bit of your
Good
good news. It
news.
happened at the beginning of this week.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Our dog is healed.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay! The cast came off on Monday.
And he still does not
Oh.
like using that foot. Still wants to run around on 3 legs.
Yep. But he is.
What, Matt?
I have no idea what this is talking about.
Oh, that's
I
true.
understand that your dog was healed from he was injured.
Okay, do
Okay.
you remember
Where have you been?
a week back or so where the
I wasn't
dog-
here last week.
I said back or so.
Oh,
That means the ones before too. You were here. We were talking about the dog broke 4 paws at the same time, and it was like, no, not 4 paws, 4 toes.
4 toes.
Our smallest
Oh.
puppy,
maybe I'm just dumb. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that's probably it.
our smallest puppy broke 4 bones in his toes because he decided to jump out of my hand while I was taking him outside.
And he thought he was Superman.
He wanted to try and fly, and then he regretted his decision immediately. So he'd been in a cast for 5 weeks.
No.
4 weeks?
4 weeks.
Well, he's finally
Okay.
out of it now.
Well, it wasn't a cast; it was a splint because they had to switch it out several times.
Nonetheless, the booger was wrapped up for a while, and now he is finally free. But instead of running around on all 4, he still runs around on all 3, and then is barely using his floppy leg, as I like to look at it now and call it, because
But-
all he does is it kind of like flops around like bacon.
Or if he sits down, or if he's standing, he'll like pull up the one paw, and all 3 of his paws are brown and 1 is white.
Oh yeah, it's the Michael Jackson paw.
Yeah, call it that.
We call it the Michael
Michael
Jackson,
Jackson
paw
paw.
because it looks like old Michael Jackson with one glove on.
And of course, that's the foot that was hurt. So he's always holding up the white foot. So
You can't get it dirty now.
He's like, we'll have to post a picture later.
yeah,
We'll put a picture in the Discord for you so you can see.
Yeah,
little man is healed.
Yes.
that's
But
awesome.
he is definitely going to be dressed up as Superman for Halloween because of this.
Why not underdog?
No.
Oh, I like that too.
Or
There's no need
crypto.
to fear. Underdog is here.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like Underdog.
me too. Me too.
Best
Okay.
superhero.
So, anything else you got going on, Holly?
I want us to set up these games, and I want to try playing them.
Okay. She's all about the games now, so
Aha,
we'll have to
success.
do some games.
I mean, the game that I regularly play is not a video game. It's like a coloring game on my phone.
Games are games.
Hey, you know what? It relaxes me. I
It's
can
a portable coloring book.
literally, and I can just sit there and color and watch TV.
Actually, her phone is a $900 coloring book.
My phone didn't cost $900.
If you bought it retail, oh, I'm sorry, it's Apple. That's right, $1,200.
Yeah. Oof.
Very
Big
funny. It's an 8. It's not a 10. I'm not gonna spend $1,000 for a phone.
Retail price on an iPhone 8 at the time of launch was $899.
I did not pay that.
No, but retail on that phone is $899. It is a $900 coloring book.
Ooh, I do have excellent news.
Oh, TJ's got news.
My phone is paid off now.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey.
I've still got a year to go on mine. Sad.
I was gonna upgrade to the Pixel 3, but with the new Samsung 10s coming out, I think I'm gonna wait.
Oh, you can't get away from Samsung.
I know. We're so close, and they're like, "We're releasing the 10 soon." I was like, "Damn it! You just come out with the 9."
You're gonna look at it and be like, no. Be like Windows 10.
No,
No, that's what you do when you look at my phone. You're no.
Because it's an Apple product.
that's true.
It's the only Apple product. My computer is a PC.
Thank God.
Would you date me otherwise?
Look, we would have a hard time with IP related things.
How does this work?
You would say, I need help with my laptop. It's Apple. And I'd look at it and I'd go, oh, well, here's the first step. First you close it up and then you throw it away. And then we get you a real computer. Not a toy.
You know what? I had Apple computers for like a solid 10 years or something like that.
I'm sorry.
My current computer, my PC, I got 2 years ago, 2 years ago, because I just got some bad Apple computers, and I'm like, that's it. I'm going back to a PC.
The wise decision.
And again, whenever I have problems,
You have chosen wisely.
You just imagine now there's an old gray knight with there's an Apple product for laptop and then a Windows 10 laptop waiting.
Yep. And then I'm serious. And then you guys were talking about desks earlier. I was listening in on this, and I'm like, I want to say what.
Oh, you should have just jumped in.
I couldn't because the
Couldn't hear
audio
it.
was out.
Oh, this was why before we were recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before we're recording, they're talking about chairs, and my office chair is a Barca lounger.
It is a turquoise Barca lounger.
Ouch.
No,
You just wanted it to be purple.
No, it's using a Barca lounger for a computer chair sounds terrible.
oh, it's awesome. It's. I have a wireless keyboard, wireless mouse. HDMI cable is hooked up into a 55-inch TV.
Yeah, I mounted a 55-inch TV on the wall,
Yep.
so
I'm so
The
jealous of
laptop
you guys
looks-
with your big screens.
As a 60-inch behind this green screen that you can't see hitting on the wall.
Ugh.
65-inch immediately to my left.
Yeah,
And then immediately to my right, there's a 46 and a 40 and a 40.
we have a lot of TVs in our house, so we're not saying where we live.
The TV to person ratio doesn't make sense here.
It makes absolutely no sense.
Matt's got a big TV.
It's one though, and it's not even as big as the one you have behind you, Lucid.
Oh, that's fair. Still a big TV.
It's a good size, yeah.
I mean, hey, size doesn't matter. All
That's
that
how
matters
you
is
use
the-
it.
It's all that matters is the viewing angle.
I use it as a third monitor sometimes.
Oh, there you go.
There's nothing. Hey, I love my TV as my computer monitor.
My TV is a 25.5-inch.
Did you go over there and measure it?
I will say that because of TVs being more commonplace as you being used as a monitor, it did kill the race for resolution in monitors.
Yeah.
Because remember back in the day, you could get like, it was a big deal for getting 800 by 600. It was like, oh, I got 800 by 600. I can't wait till where we go even further. And then we get up to.
I was just laughing back in the day when 1080 TVs were starting to come out and people were losing their shit over 1080p on their TVs, and I'm like, my computer monitor's been 1080p for like 8 years. This is not new. I'm like, I'm going at like 1600 by 1200. I'm over 1080 already. And they're all like, oh my God, 1080 looks the best in the world. And I was all like, it's all right. I like it.
Yep. And that's what ended the monitor.
Too far ahead of the game.
Monitors? Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see like new technology developments.
8K. It's the 2020 Tokyo Olympics are going to be broadcast in 8K, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 8K.
That's too much.
That's insane.
Here's the thing, though. Like at that level, you have to go to a much bigger screen to really take advantage of that level of resolution.
That's true.
They have an 86-inch TV on display at Sam's here in town.
Yeah.
And I think that screen is still only 4K.
How much
And oh, God, I think it's like 9,000.
Oof.
is it? Ooh.
It's a
Yeah.
lot.
Hopefully, it's a smart TV.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, it's got like every bell and whistle you could ever want.
Yeah.
And I think the thing only weighs like 135 pounds or something,
Wow.
because it's OLED as well. So it's like 90% of the screen is like an eighth of an inch thick.
Mhm.
And then there's a small section on the back that's maybe like half an inch thick. That's like 4x6 where all the boards are and shit like that. But
That's cool.
Well, LG's got their wallpaper TV that they're working on.
it's literally just an OLED paper thin.
Yeah.
77 inches OLED wallpaper TV.
Let's see.
Is it the one that has the external ports on a like? There's a separate box that has all your
I think
your
so.
boards
Yeah,
and your
I think
ports
that's
in
what this is. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Because I
Me
remember they were
too.
developing that.
Apparently, it's about 20 grand.
You can literally hang it on your wall with like some of those little
Push pins.
yeah, not push pins. I was gonna say those little 3M like the MC Hammer
Yeah.
commercial
Oh,
where
yeah.
he pulls down. You can hang them with a couple of those things. If
I
it weighs like
can't
20
wait.
pounds.
I can't wait for the grandma to go up and put the TV against the wall and get one of those finishing nails and go tap 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 tap
Oh
right
my
through the
God.
screen and hang it on the wall.
Oh my god!
You said it was wallpaper.
If your grandma came over and did that, I would have a heart attack.
Here's the thing: Grandma doesn't need to be spending 20 grand on a state-of-the-art TV.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Grandma.
Oh.
You do not need a 14-foot TV, Grandma.
Have you seen the on the new LGs and the Samsungs the black level reproduction on the new OLED screens?
Oh, the dead black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is amazing.
It's because that was the hardest thing for the longest time is to get true black out of a monitor. Because how do you shine light through something and get blackness?
Right.
But these things they've developed them so that like the light sensor actually does go out for the black. And holy crap, it looks dark.
Oh, it is so much better than anything out there. And I just look at the TV and I'm
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I can't wait until you get down to the $1,600 price range because I'm not spending $4,000.
But I just got a new TV for our bedroom though.
We just got another 65.
Well, hey, when you guys need to start getting rid of some of your ginormous TVs, I live on hand-me-downs at this.
Only when we get that 75.
You see this?
I'm dying for a 75-inch for the living room.
See this comforter right here? It was a quilt my grandmother made for my sister when she got married. Now I use it.
Tell you what, you move down here, I will help you get a job, and I will give you hand-me-downs.
Yes! Sold. I'll see you guys in
And
6 months.
You mentioned you need clothes.
Yes.
I can find you cheap clothes too.
She's gonna give you hand me down. She's gonna go through her whole closet and give you all that good stuff.
Only-
I don't
hey,
wear this
hey.
anymore.
Only things that don't give her spark joy. And I know
Oh yeah.
for the two of you that don't understand what that is, check out Netflix.
It's a new way of life.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
There's a tiny Japanese woman who goes around trying to give people spark joy.
And she also says hello to the houses. Like she gets down on the floor and touches the ground. And
She's a weird duck.
hey, you know what? Some of the stuff she says, of course, is in Japanese and it has to be translated. Actually, some of it does make sense. But Daniel and I have been doing this thing around our house lately. If something like is really bugging me, I say to him, "D, this doesn't give me spark joy." Like like our pantry is a mess right now, and we somehow always seem to go in at the same time. And I look at him, he's like, "I know, it doesn't give you spark joy." So that's been our little bit we've been doing a little bit. We do. Bits.
You gotta have spark joy in life. If there is none, then you get rid of it.
Really?
Throw it in the can. Throw it in the trash can.
Actually,
Don't throw it away. Give it to Goodwill. Help other people
Oh, of
who
course.
might find joy in your sparkless, joyless life.
Sparkless joy items.
Yeah, and she says like you should take like all your clothes, put them on your bed, and then hold each one. And if it doesn't give you spark joy, you thank it and you get rid of it.
I have a lot of those clothes, but I'm like, this is work shirt.
But,
You don't give me joy, you give me anger.
but the best thing is though, my mom and I got talking about this, and she's like, you know what I would do? I'd take all my clothes, put them on my bed, get overwhelmed, go out and just get new clothes.
And you
That's
just
fair.
compound the mess into more mess.
And
See,
And then you have to hire a little Japanese woman to come over. And
I've got to go through
Organized.
my dresser and just throw out all the clothes that I have because none of my pants fit me anymore except for two pairs.
are they high waters?
One of them is a pair of slacks and the other one is a pair of jeans.
Wow.
Yeah. Shorts don't fit me anymore. Most of my shirts don't fit. I've got like maybe 10 shirts that fit. Half of those are work clothes.
so Cody literally walks around wearing undersized clothing everywhere he goes now.
You're not wrong. I went out and bought a bunch of button-up shirts, so that really helps.
Well, do they bring you spark joy though?
They are pretty.
That spark joy. You can keep them.
Matt looks so bored.
He has no idea. Matt has no idea what this spark joy
He's
is.
like, don't know, don't care.
He
Sorry.
looks like you in the first half of the podcast when we were talking about Anthem.
Here you go, Matt. You pick up Mass Effect and look at it, and if it brings you joy, then you get to keep it. That's how you know it's good.
I don't even have to pick it up to know it brings me joy.
Oh, but you're supposed to pick it up.
I
and
can.
look at it.
I don't even need. I just think about it.
Like you could do this with video games. If you ever want to clean out,
That's
I
an
mean, this
expensive
is
thing to throw
this is
away.
this is the reason why I had somebody from my community gift me a game on Steam, and they were like, "Hey, I saw you played the first game, and I thought you might like the second one." And I messaged them back, and I was all like, "I really appreciate what you did, but I'll be honest, I researched the second game, and I can guarantee you I will never play this game." And so I just declined the gift and sent it back to him. And I was like, you can play it, or you can re-gift it to somebody else, or you can get a refund from Steam. But I don't want to take this game and know for a fact I will not play this.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was all like, I appreciate it, and thank you very much for the thought and the gesture, but to me it would be a waste. So I'd rather you either get your money back or it goes somewhere where somebody will actually enjoy it.
Where they get
no
spark joy.
Yeah,
No spark joy from that
There
thing.
you go. Now we got him on board.
Yeah.
Now he knows.
Yeah, so
Um,
obviously I've watched this show a little bit.
yeah, just a little.
Hey, I took Japanese in school, so I can understand a little bit of it.
Also, Holly, this is just my face. My face is very like.
Oh,
From the sidelines, Cappy chimes in.
This bitch.
What did she say? I didn't hear it.
She goes,
She
yeah.
I said my face is just, and she went yuck.
see, I'm curious to speak to her.
Oh, that was too good.
She'll eventually join in on one of the podcasts, I'm sure. But I think her first podcast would be cameraless.
That's fine.
She's camera shy.
Obviously, I'm not.
We'll put up a little icon of something that would really be representative of her, and we can do that. That's all.
Oliver.
Can you just put up Mindy?
There you go.
Hi,
Who's
I'm
that?
Cappy.
Oh, Holly
It's
does
a
not.
It's a
Holly does not know
manatee
Mindy.
that wears a Star Trek red shirt.
Oh.
She's a manatee.
Yeah, I know what a manatee is.
Mindy the manatee. She's my jam, and I love her.
More than Cappy.
No.
I'm listening. I'm like, did she say anything to that?
No,
Holly-
Cappy loves Mindy too, don't you?
Yeah, I got her for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she made the red shirt that Mindy wears.
What about Oliver the Otter?
Oliver's cool too.
Can I see it?
I don't know. Oliver's disappeared.
Oh, she's right there.
Oh, give me Oliver, would you?
I was like, oh, where's my baby?
Oh, that's cute.
He's got a little starfish that he eats off of his tummy because it's a perfectly good tummy to eat off of.
Exactly. That's what otters do best.
That's cute. I like that.
Here you go.
Adorable.
Good catch.
I really wanted her to yell "ow."
Throwing it.
Shut up. They don't need to know I was off.
Ah, the behind the scenes.
One What? Yeah. So
Oh my goodness.
one of these days, I could pull out my old toys.
Oh no. Oh no, let's not do that.
Rule 34. Rule 34.
I
Wait,
I was
DJ
like, wait a
said
minute.
No.
I have a cool collection of toys.
You do actually. And being legitimate, not trying to make a joke about it, she actually has some pretty cool stuff.
If you have 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm already sold.
No. I have 1980s Care Bears and My Little Ponies.
Cappy would be down for that. Cappy's got My Little Ponies from the 1980s.
I have
She,
like
she,
80
she
of
special
them.
ordered them. She special ordered them off Amazon because they were only released in Europe
Ooh.
for some reason.
See, now you have gotten Holly's attention.
Yeah.
Mine are from my childhood. I've had these my whole life.
What are the ones that are in there? They're the flying ones, right?
They're not all flying.
No, I forget the names of them. It's like Spark Joy and why do you look so sad? Bring them up.
There's names on the back.
Okay, I'll read them. Oh, they're all rainbow is what it is. Okay, so Starshine, Moonstone, Parasol, Windy, and Sky Dancer.
Yeah, that sounds like My Little Ponies.
Yeah, 1980s. The
They're-
35th
They're
anniversary.
the G1.
Okay.
G1 scented ponies.
Scented?
Yeah, they
Wow.
were scented.
I did not
Yeah.
know they were
They
scented.
they smell like ash. She says.
Yeah, they don't smell that good, but let me see it. Let me see it. I'm all excited.
Oh, you want to see it?
Yeah.
They're still new in box, so you've got like
Oh,
I gotta not get the glare in there.
There you go.
Oh my.
But yeah, they're all sparkly with rainbow hair.
Oh, I love it.
Suddenly my wallet's going. Choo, choo, choo.
No. You only
Take
got me a
those
couple.
ponies away from me. No, you cannot see Mindy.
Alright.
Daniel did complete my Care Bears collection though. I was missing 4, and he got on eBay and he found them, and I'd been meaning to do that forever, and he finally did it. He did that. So
Let's try to be a nice guy. That's all.
this is when we were just dating too.
true.
Yeah.
Look at that. Now you're engaged.
Yeah. Look at that.
It's too late. It was because of the Care Bears. The Care Bears sealed the deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, he gave her the Care Bears, and she said, "Yes, I will marry you." And he went, "Wait, what?"
It's like,
No,
wait, huh?
I told like my parents he did this, and my parents are like, "Oh, he's perfect for you."
I happen to have an appreciation for collecting old toys. 'Cause I
Yeah.
used to collect a lot of the old Transformers stuff. So
My mom sent me a bunch of Star Trek spaceship micro machines.
oh wow.
Yeah, new, still in box and everything.
Oh snap.
They're originals from like the early 90s. They're amazing.
The toys they make today.
They're not the same.
No,
No.
the remakes. No. And then again, like I'll go over to a friend's house. Like I went over to a friend's. This was like 10 years ago, and she was letting her like 3-year-old play with her old 1980s My Little Ponies, and I'm like, oh, well, why are you letting her play with that?
She's gonna get peanut butter in their hair.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's like, it's a toy, Holly. And I'm like, but it's a classic toy. She's like, it's a toy.
Collectible.
But it is a collectible.
They don't know.
Yeah.
They
Nobody
just
knows.
don't get it.
TJ doesn't get it right now. He's just browsing the internet, going, "Oh my god, what are they talking about?"
When I wasn't listening.
Exactly. I'm calling you out right now. It's okay. You can
It's
just
okay.
be like, "Uh huh."
Sorry, that's my
No, it's fine.
tangent today, this week.
Everybody seems to disconnect. Anyway.
Yep. So anyway,
Um,
moving on.
Okay, so Matt,
Yes, I've not been here for 2 weeks.
you haven't been gone
Slacker.
for a while.
Last week, or this most recent week, I didn't do anything. I've been out of town for work, so no news there. But the week prior, when I missed the last podcast, I completed. I know I told you guys in the D&D session, but I completed Deliver Us the Moon. That was really fun. That was the game I gave the special shout out to for Game of the Year edition.
Right.
and it was amazing. And at PAX, Cappy decided to go surfing down some stairs.
You just got to tell everyone that, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah, she's got a little sad face.
did
been-
she get hurt?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
she basically was. She rolled. If rolling a d20, rolling a 1 would have been breaking her leg. She rolled a 2. She
Mm.
almost. She was basically just this side of breaking her leg.
Oh my gosh.
It's rough. It's probably got 5 to 6 weeks worth of healing time in it.
Oh.
So, but I mean, it's like we went to Walmart today, and we went to Sam's, and that's all we did. And her leg swelled up more again after she got home. So she's rough, and it's gonna suck.
Poor
but
thing.
yeah, so she's not excited about it, and it hurts a lot. So, but you know, it'll heal with time. It's one of those injuries that there's exactly nothing you can do for it. It's just basically don't use your leg, but then how are you gonna not use your leg?
Yeah, that's
So
You get a knee scooter.
it sucks.
my mom used one of those when she broke her foot.
Mhm.
Yep.
I want to get one just because I'm lazy.
Oh,
TJ.
What they also have is pirate like leg things.
Oh yeah, they do. You strap one to your
Your
knee and
knee.
walk on that instead of using your actual foot.
Yeah.
So you look weird.
You look like a pirate.
I'm down.
Wait, is she intrigued?
No,
Oh, I got
No.
excited.
Instead
No,
of
no.
talk like a pirate day, there's walk like a pirate day.
But I mean, for me, that was basically it. Like this last week was just work related, so there's nothing there. But we're pretty excited because she started playing Final Fantasy 15,
Oh
and
snap! Oh snap!
yeah, and in the upcoming next couple of days, she's probably going to start Mass Effect Andromeda, and I'm going to start The Witcher 3 eventually. So we've got a lot of big story-driven games behind us.
Yep, that'll
coming
take
up.
a long time to finish with Witcher.
Yes.
3.
Wait, to finish what?
Witcher 3.
See, everybody said that about The Witcher 2. They were all like, that game is so long.
No, this
And
is
I
like
just-
literally over 70 hours.
Well, that's fine. I did Skyrim, and that I had like 140 hours into Skyrim before I was done with it.
This is
So-
for this main story, though. 70
That's
hours
okay.
of main story.
I'm not afraid. That don't scare me none.
I don't get scared.
It's a good game, though. I have played The Witcher 3.
But yeah, that's not a whole lot to talk about on my side. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, we can go ahead and then now mosey on into the news for the week. And boy, are there news for the week. I did not tell Holly to prepare some news for this week, but I will start off with something that is probably close to some news that she could talk about. Everybody's seen Netflix lately talking about or tweeting out, please do not do the Bird Box challenge, where these idiots are walking into public street with
Jesus
blindfolds
Oh,
on.
you got to be kidding me.
What?
Oh, you've never heard this?
No.
Oh, well, let me back up my train a little bit and talk about this for
Well,
half
I
a
know.
second.
I mean, I know the movie.
Okay, so a lot of these idiots that have been that are on YouTube and other social media platforms have been putting on blindfolds and then be like, "Oh, it's the Bird Box challenge!" And then like running out into like traffic, trying to survive, like Sandra Bullock holding pulling those kids along. There's some folk. There was one girl that did it. She's like, I'm gonna do the Bird Box challenge, and she set her phone on the dash, recording her, and she started driving a car blindfolded.
Wow.
And you can guess how that ended up.
Car accident.
Oh, exactly.
Oh no.
Wow.
I mean,
the result.
Yeah, Lucid sounded shocked. Oh no.
Daniel, you did not watch this movie.
No, but I don't have to watch the movie because
You
I've
don't
seen.
want to watch this movie.
Well, see, I've seen.
Yeah, you're
seen
not missing much.
I know what the premise is, and it you put they put the blindfold on so they don't see the scary boogie monster and make them go insane. Yada 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 yada. My thing is there's a lot of idiots out there that are like, well, this makes a great challenge because people have seen the ice bucket challenge or the
Polar
Tide
plunge.
Pod challenge.
Cinnamon challenge.
It's sad state. So the Bird Box challenge was a whole thing. Well, here recently, Netflix has had to tweet out again and begin to beg its viewers to please stop lusting after Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
For people who don't know who Ted Bundy is, Ted Bundy is a serial killer.
Well, there was a huge ad up for this thing on Netflix.
Right. They released a what was it? It's a documentary about Ted Bundy and all his killings and how charismatic of a man he was, so he could lure people away and then just like kill them. But a lot of these people on social media now are like, "Oh wow, hey, check out Ted Bundy. He's hot." And it's like, what?
I think I read an article kind of about it where they're doing a comparison between is he insane? Is he sane?
Yeah.
And he's just a creep? Like, yeah, I just read something about, I mean, I haven't watched this, and I'm not going to probably watch it.
It is crazy what's wrong with like some of these people these days where they're just so interested in a serial killer. They're like, well, he's hot, he's charismatic, I'd like that. I'm like, what?
That's because you're dumb.
Yeah.
The kind of ironic thing about it though is that when Ted Bundy was originally caught, there were people who were petitioning for his release because they found him attractive. They would still send him letters in prison, as well as like personal items and stuff because they thought he was attractive.
Yeah,
There were people wanting to marry him while he was in prison.
These
This
were
is
women with some issues.
Oh yeah,
not only just women, there were men involved in this.
Oh, there were men.
Yeah,
but here's a tweet from Netflix US on January 28th, 2019. From Netflix. I've seen a lot of talk about Ted Bundy's alleged hotness. Shut up. And would like to gently remind everyone that there are literally thousands of hot men on the service. Almost all of whom are not convicted serial murderers. It is such a bad thing when Netflix has got to sit there and go, stop running into traffic with blindfolds. Stop lusting after a serial killer. The hell is wrong with people these days?
a lot.
Weird, man.
I mean, I've never seen this kind of level where
it's
actual. I don't know.
Part of it, Daniel, is the accessibility that social networking has given us.
Yeah, but we've had social networking for a long time.
Well,
yeah,
yes,
we've had it for a long time.
No. Hold on. Yeah, we have had it for a long time, but only in the last 4 or 5 years has it become socially acceptable for like your mom to be on Twitter and Aunt so-and-so that's friends with this other person to be following you even though they never know you. And so there's a lot more like interconnection there that wasn't there before. So a lot of these crazy people that have always existed, you didn't have this direct connection to see it so quickly. And so, I mean, I don't think necessarily people are getting stupider and crazier. I think it's just a lot easier to find the stupid and crazy people.
I think we're going to end up like Idiocracy, honestly. Have you ever seen that movie?
I would love to have President Camacho. Honestly, right now, President Camacho for president 2020. Please save us, President Camacho.
Yes.
But illegitimate. It feels like this is the direction. That movie feels like the direction that we have been traveling for quite a while, where you're going to sit down in your recliner in your living room get bombarded with a billion ads, and your IQ is just gonna like drop. It's terrifying, but that is one thing that I just wanted to bring up. It's TV related, and it's actually just legit terrifying that there's people out there that are just like
and
that.
the bird movie.
And well, the Bird Box Challenge too.
Well, and the movie, it actually is like a remake. They've made a movie just like it before.
Wasn't it also based off of a book?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that sort of theme and thread has followed through many different genres and many different types of film. I could point out a couple from other sources outside of the U.S., but it's just one of those.
It was not even my choice to watch this movie. Somebody else.
You wanted to watch it?
No, I didn't. My sister did.
Oh, shoot.
And I was just like, okay, fine, whatever. And
All right. So, let's move on to some lighter news. I say, begrudgingly. A teen bought a PS4
Oh, yeah.
for $9
Ooh.
by
What?
disguising it as a fruit.
Come again?
He took it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love this
so,
story.
So he took a PS4 and he took it over to a weigh station and he weighed the PS4 at the weigh station and it generated a sticker for him for fruit. And he stuck the sticker to the PS4 and he took it up to the cashier and
it was a self-checkout register.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I missed
That's okay.
that. So he went to the self-checkout register, rung it up, and walked out the door.
So
Then-
he paid $9 of tomatoes
Yeah.
for a PlayStation 4.
And then he tried it again.
Oh, man,
he
there's
got
your fuck
caught.
up.
And this time he got caught. But
Gee.
holy cow.
what store was this?
It was in the UK.
Yeah, it could have been a Walmart because you can't just,
Yeah.
hey, let me pop one of those bad boys out. They were like, nah, nope.
It was in France last September. Let's see. A French newspaper reported a 19-year-old Frenchman named Adele successfully purchased a brand new PS4 for about $9 at a supermarket by ringing it up as fruit.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I like that they consider a tomato a fruit.
A tomato is a fruit.
I know. I'm just saying I
Yeah,
like
it
that
is.
they consider it a fruit.
Oh, okay.
It is a fruit.
Yeah.
That is
What's that whole
super
thing?
impressive.
That's an easy way to differentiate intelligence versus wisdom.
A smart man knows a tomato is a fruit. A wise man knows not to put it in a fruit salad.
Exactly. Yeah. I love that.
So, that is a thing that has happened. And hooray. At least we're trying, I guess, as people. I mean,
yeah.
You got to give them creativity points. That's for sure. And lastly, for me, Nintendo is reportedly planning on releasing a smaller and cheaper Switch.
Mm-hmm.
They are pretty much downsizing the Switch. My response is, why don't you just, take the screen out and make it a box that just plugs into the TV? Then
Because
I'd
I
be
like to
happy.
carry mine around.
But if you're going to make another model, why not make a model that isn't portable?
Because some people don't like carrying around a big ass monitor type thing. It's like, this is too big. I can't put this in my pocket.
But maybe there are people who don't play their Switch portable.
And you don't have to. You can just plug it in.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Make a box. Like a console.
I'm
where
with
you put
I'm
your Switch
I'm
games
with
in.
you, Daniel.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Then
you
you can
have
have
the option.
You can have the best of both worlds. You can have a console that you can take places with a screen that's big and full of features, and then you can have just a box where you plug into the TV. Like a console.
But it's not a console. It's a handheld that you can plug into a TV.
But he wants a big
You
screen.
can make it a console.
They don't
Like
have
it
to.
should
That's
have
why
been
they're
for
not
the
going
first
to.
place.
That's yeah. No, I understand where you're
I
going,
get it.
Daniel, and
I get it.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you. I'd love for there to be a version of the Switch that was not mobile.
Exactly.
That's
I would
all
buy
you're.
that.
That's all you're going for.
Yeah,
Is
I
a
would-
non-mobile version.
I would
know you're
buy
going
that in
for
a
it.
heartbeat.
I'm just not gonna let you.
Well, TJ, you play yours mobile all the time.
This is true.
And it's a fantastic thing for you to be mobile like that. I don't want to be mobile when I play my Switch. Or I want to have the option to be mobile or not. But then again, Nintendo and all their infinite wisdom will only let you use one console at a time.
Yeah, that's true though. But what? You don't need two consoles because you can have the one and it can be mobile or it can be at home.
TJ's just trying to be difficult.
I'm just saying they solved the problem
TJ's
where they don't
trolling.
have to make two consoles.
Yeah, but
put
then
it-
you've
put
got
it
to,
in-
when you
and
dock
then
this
so-
thing,
so-
you've got to worry about making sure you protect the screen. That's why they
I-
got little
I think the
snuggies
point-
for your.
I think the point that is best made with this argument of making a non-mobile version of the Switch is if you took the screen and the functionality of powering and utilizing the screen out of the Switch, the price might be cut upwards of by like a half.
Yeah.
And then no one's going to take it seriously.
What are you talking about?
No one's
It's
going to trust a
Nintendo.
console that's $150. Like, no way. Nuh-uh.
Tell that to all the people that bought a Wii.
Yeah, no.
I bought mine for like 200 something.
I
that's
mean,
what
At
the
that
price
point,
was
we
when it came
realized that
out.
it was a little bitty box that wasn't. It was worth it.
that was
For
the.
$150.
It was a little bitty
But-
box that was super cool because you could bowl.
Yeah. All the retirement homes were fucking putting Nintendo through kids through college.
That is exactly the case. But hey, I mean, it was a good console. It
It was.
spawned some good games.
But the thing is, they'll have to come up with new controllers because you can't sell these tiny little controllers because you're going to lose those fuckers immediately if they don't have a console to be stuck
Got
to.
a pro controller.
I know, but then you have to sell the pro controller, and that fucking thing costs almost as much as your little box would.
Well, hold on a second.
Mhm.
Why don't you just, take out that screen and all that bullshit, which lowers the price, and then you pack a controller in with a console?
To be fair, that console or that screen probably doesn't cost anywhere near what that controller does.
Oh, bullshit.
That screen
It does.
sucks. It's a shit screen. That's the same screen that's in my freaking Hyundai.
Ouch. That's
They are-
harsh, bro.
They are. There has been.
Guys, with all your screens, my car doesn't even have a screen. It's got a windscreen. That's it.
They have legitimately been talking about upgrading the monitor or the screen in the Switch as well, but I've heard those stories kind of die down now, and what's getting traction is make it smaller, and I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't either. I think the same size with a better, like a 1080p OLED screen would be really, really nice. Or AMOLED. I can't use these fucking acronyms.
AMOLED, yeah,
AMOLED, thank you.
you're welcome.
Listen, I said hi to myself earlier. I'm not doing great today.
Oh,
Yeah, the saddest part was that he didn't say hi back.
It's Friday. It's been a long week.
It is Friday.
TGIF.
But yeah, I would love to have just a better monitor with a Gorilla Glass screen would be great.
Yeah.
they do need to do something about that because it is kind of easy to scratch the Switch's screen.
Yeah, it is plastic, so it scratches very easily.
And I would like to see actually some variation in offerings from the console other than just the jet black screen and then your colors for your controllers being as limited as they are. I mean, neon can only go so far.
And if you want to replace them, holy shit, they cost more than the fucking Pro controller.
Yeah, they're $70 for both of the little controllers. You might as well just
Yeah.
buy a pro controller that's bundled in with a little box that doesn't have a screen.
But I don't want the little bitty box. I want this big ass screen.
That's true. They need to keep the screen size. Maybe thinner. Well,
I
then
mean,
again, if they make it any thinner, then those controllers don't quite fit as well on a thinner screen. So
Yeah.
I'm not Nintendo, so I don't have to figure it out. But I will tell you this. I don't think Nintendo is going to be in the console market next time there's a new generation of consoles.
Well, I don't think they're really trying to compete. I mean, they've obviously they haven't been competing since the GameCube.
Right.
Yeah.
They have their market. They know their market. It's casual gamers. It's handhold. It's the handhold market.
Handhold market.
Yeah.
Hold your hand.
They were like, how can we do both of them? They're like, what? This, and then they gave us the Switch. But then they're like, it's too big, so they're making it smaller.
Well, legit though, I don't think they're going to have a console anymore. I think they're going to stick straight to either mobile platforms, or they are going to do like what they're doing right now in China with the Nvidia Shield.
Mm-hmm.
They're releasing some of their games, some of their older games on the Shield that you could actually play on a PC.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo is experimenting in China, and I think that's probably the direction that they'll go.
That's so weird to me. Like you released your games in the bootleg capital of the world on PC, but you won't let us play them on PC.
Because we're not ready for it yet.
I'm ready for it. I will totally abandon all of the Nintendo games in a whole library, like my Steam library.
Well, people in the U.S. are still dedicated to that console. Nintendo has to drop the console before they'll.
I don't think they will. I mean, we're the console market is strong here at Nintendo. I mean, it's got a smaller slice of the pie than it's had before, but with the Switch, it's shown that they still have market share.
We'll see in 2020 and 2021 what Nintendo does. Because right now rumors are PlayStation 5 and the next Xbox are going to be announced at E3 this year.
Speaking of which,
that's my news right now. So, Matt.
Speaking of which, new Sony patent has fans excited for the high possibility of PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and PS4 full backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 5.
Cool.
There was a patent just put in on January 31st for developing optimized cross-platform maths, animation, and geometry libraries, which basically means that what they're not trying to get the current PlayStation 5 hardware to actually play the older titles. They're using software to emulate older hardware.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not emulating the game; they're emulating hardware.
This is legit analog style stuff.
Well, I'm surprised it took them this long. This is what modern computer servers are, where you get a one physical piece of server hardware and you put a software platform on top of it, and then you tell that software platform you are 8 processors and 32 gigs of RAM, and here's a copy of Windows, and then Windows just runs in this fake environment of hardware, and it functions great. That's what almost every server nowadays is a virtualized environment. And I'm surprised it's taken them this long to apply it to a gaming console. You can virtualize hardware real easy.
I think it's been the difficulty in the processing power to catch up.
I think that's probably what it is. It's getting the physical actual hardware in the console to actually support the virtualization hardware. Because it does require much, obviously, if you're going to tell a server that you've got 32 gigs of RAM, the real physical server has to have more than that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the way this sounds like the way it's going for me. From an IT perspective.
With
that
the new
like
processors that have come out, like the Ryzen and the Threadripper,
yeah,
we're slowly falling into that capability of like, here's 1 billion cores,
right?
Go.
They also said that in addition to the PS3, PS4, and Vita hardware emulation capabilities, that there's a possibility to provide a software patch after release to support PS1 and PS2 titles.
That'd be awesome.
So there's a possibility the PlayStation 5 could be backwards compatible to every PlayStation game ever released.
You know, I would probably buy a PlayStation 5 if that were the case.
Just for that feature, right?
Just for that feature.
Yeah. That
I
would
guess
be
I'm
amazing.
waiting for a PlayStation 5 before I start picking up PlayStation games, huh?
2019, baby. We'll find out.
It's yeah, wait for E3 this year and see what happens. But anyway, that sounded really exciting. In addition, something specifically for me that I love, I really loved the old game Dr. Mario.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I have that.
Yeah.
I think I played that way back in the day.
Nintendo is launching a Dr. Mario game for smartphones. So if you have an iPhone or an Android phone, a game titled Dr. Mario World will come out later this year.
I'm gonna be sad if they continue to treat some of their portable games or cell phone related games like they have been. I'd like to see a little bit of difference that they've done, because it's always been, I get buying the game, but like with Animal Crossing, it became a grind fest in that game, and then you're buying tickets to get the extra goodies and all that stuff. I'd like to see Dr. Mario be like a Puyo Puyo Tetris or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just excited because I love Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario's a good game.
That game was the shit. Back on the original NES. Oh, loved it. And then my
Actually
final
have it.
story is also Nintendo related. You guys remember E3 2 years ago when Nintendo announced that they were working on Metroid Prime 4?
That is correct.
No.
Okay, well, it happened.
I believe you.
Nintendo has just recently announced that they have rebooted the development process on Metroid Prime 4.
Ooh.
So the reason you have not heard anything about it since E3 is because development was not going well. So rather than try to fix the problems or anything like, or cancel the game, they decided, you know what? You developing company that's working on Metroid Prime 4, GTFO, have somebody else restart it. So they're starting from point one again.
I wonder who they're gonna have developing it now.
I don't know.
Because there's not a whole lot of Nintendo studios. I mean, there's a few that are in Austin, like I can't remember who they are, but they did Donkey Kong Country, Freeze, or whatever it was called.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious now who's going to be making
This article doesn't specifically state who was originally set to do it and who's doing it now. But, yeah, they've just decided, nope, it's not going the way we want it to. We're going to restart it all over again. So it's probably going to be at least another 2 years before we hear anything about it. Which is unfortunate, but I'd rather them do that than completely scrap it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, at least they're giving it proper development time instead of trying to rush it out.
Nintendo's never really been one for rushing.
Oh, Bandai Namco Singapore was the people who were developing it.
Bandai Namco? Really?
Mm-hmm. And
I don't see them putting together
Studios. Retro Studios is the one that's restarting the project.
Gotcha. Okay.
I remember when they first announced it, I talked about, and I was surprised that Bandai Namco was the one doing it.
That's right.
Yeah, Bandai does like their fucking Dragon Ball Z stuff, don't they?
They do. Bandai Namco does a lot of really good games.
Yeah. I just never really pictured them as a Metroid style studio.
That's probably why it went bad.
Yeah. I'm just glad that they accepted the fact that it wasn't going the way they wanted it to. And
Nintendo's never going to put out a bad product when it comes to some of their marquee brands.
no, they would rather cancel a title completely. Like, there's a reason why. What console was it? The Wii U that did not have a Zelda?
No, it got the Wii U did have a Zelda. It was pushed back. It was Breath of the Wild. but it got pushed back for the Switch. And I
So it
called
didn't-
that a long time ago.
It didn't get a Zelda.
The Wii U technically didn't get a Zelda. It got a co-launch with the Switch for a Zelda.
So kind of like how GameCube and Wii got Twilight Princess.
Right. Which
They both technically got the same game. It was just
which GameCube was far superior than the Wii.
Yeah,
Twilight
yeah.
Princess.
But I mean, shoot, there hasn't been a Metroid, a hard Metroid title since the GameCube. I don't think.
No, there was one for the Wii. Let me find it.
Don't tell me you're talking about that multiplayer
No.
Metroid, whatever the hell that thing was.
But
But I thought Metroid Prime 3 was on the GameCube.
Other M, I think is what it was.
That was mobile. Oh no, you're right. Wii/Wii U.
Yeah.
So that was a dual console release as well.
Yeah, it wasn't that great of a game anyway.
Yeah, it didn't have the right, it didn't have good reception. It was basically just kind of it was a decent Metroid game, but
I
it was
miss the
letdown.
days of Metroid platforming. There's a reason why there are games that were called Metroidvanias. I miss the Metroids that were of that Metroidvania, like Super Metroid. And
Did you ever
Metroid.
see that interview with? It wasn't Iwata. It was one of the other big Nintendo bigwigs, where he was doing an interview and they were having people like either email in or tweet in questions, and one of them was bring back 2D Metroid. And he just kind of looked at the question and was all like, next.
He's just not gonna. They're just not gonna do that.
Yeah, he was not going to
Unfortunately.
touch it. He's just like, pass.
They haven't been able to revolutionize Metroid in an eternity.
I still need to play a Metroid game aside from Corruption.
You know what you should play?
The original
If you want,
Metroid.
if you want a really solid Metroid game that's really fun and easy to play, is Super Metroid on the SNES.
That'd be
I wonder if
perfect
that's
to
available
play.
on the SNES Classic, because I was looking at picking up one of those.
I don't think they put that on the SNES Classic. Oh wait, no, actually, I think they did.
SNES Classic game list.
Yes. Yeah, Super Metroid is on the SNES Classic.
Super Metroid is, yes.
All right.
That is one of, like, aside from the Prime series, that's basically everybody's like number one Metroid game.
Except for me, because the original Metroid, best Metroid.
Well, okay, original Metroid was really good, but it was stupid hard.
Of course, that's what made it so good.
It was crazy hard. Super Metroid is your average video game player can pick it up and beat it. The original Metroid, the average video game player would struggle.
Cried when they played Metroid. That's what was so great. Because you had to figure out, let me bomb this one particular path here and fall through fake little yellowish lava so I can continue on my mission down below.
Yeah.
Nobody knew that.
There were hidden paths in order to actually complete the game.
Yeah.
That was insane.
That
And
was
there's
the best.
There's hidden paths in Super Metroid to actually progress through the game too, but they're much more obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Super Metroid, amazing title. Definitely, if you want to get into a Metroid title, that's probably your best point of entry.
All right. Super Metroid for the SNES. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all my news.
Okay. TJ, what news dost thou have?
Can Cody go first? Because I'm still trying to look for a thing that I found last week but didn't talk about.
Okay, Cody, are you prepared for something?
I was about to say, TJ, what would you do if I said I had no news?
Oh, well, then I guess I'll look for it
No, I've
later
got-
and completely forget about it.
I've got one piece of news actually. So my one piece of news, which I think only maybe myself and Skid would be excited about, is Subnautica Sub-Zero has officially released into early access.
Okay, I have seen that on the front page of Steam.
Yes. Well, the reason why this is exciting, and the only reason why I bring it up for an early access game, is because Subnautica, when it was being developed, started out in early access and gained a very quick and passionate following because the people actually finished their game and made it something worth playing. And I loved the crap out of that game. From start to finish, I was addicted, could not stop playing it, could not put it down. So I am extremely excited for Sub-Zero. I'm not going to play it in early access. I just bought it in early access, one, to help support them, and two, because I know the price is going to go up later. So
all I'm doing right now is singing the Mortal Kombat theme song in my head.
Mortal Kombat.
I heard you say Sub-Zero, and I was looking at news about Mortal Kombat. And I was like, "Whoa, are you talking about what I'm talking about?"
Ed Boon and Shaggy. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was pretty much it. Sub-Zero looks to be very promising. They have alien penguins, which I'm so excited about because penguins are one of my favorite animals. And an alien penguin is just metal because their entire head is essentially their beak. So they're like spearheaded penguins that swallow fish. And
I'm just gonna intercede here and say I actually really liked the Porgs from Star Wars.
I love porgs. Porgs are so cute.
They were that was a lot of people gave them a hard time about it, and I get that they were created in order to sell toys, and that's all well and good. But
That
God
was
damn,
I don't remember this.
damn,
but
those things were adorable.
They're porgs?
Yes.
I have not watched episode 8 at all.
They
That's
are
real-
adorable.
I was gonna say it's real good, but it's kind of frustrating. It's still good. It's just not that good.
Yeah. It's really good.
Jedi
It's-
cow milk. That's all people talked about when they
Right.
sat there.
That scene is in the movie for like 3 seconds.
I know, but that's all people have sat there and dwelled upon. And
The blue milk.
the milk, and I'm like, oh. And then of course I had read a bunch of spoilers about how it ended, and I was like,
It's really good. It's really good. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, and I very much enjoyed that movie.
I am a huge Star Wars fan, and I think they could have done better with the pacing. But overall, it was still an enjoyable movie to watch.
Mhm.
I mean,
Like
they
I
could
did,
have done a lot better with that movie.
yeah, they could have done a whole lot better with it. But
yeah.
it wasn't Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I watched that. That was terrible.
Yeah,
Why am I not surprised?
I'm gonna roll back for a second on this, just because I'm gonna give TJ just a little bit more cushion of a time, and I do want to talk about this. Resident Evil 2 has come out again for the PlayStation 4. This is the remake where I really wish Michael were here because he's been playing it, and the conversation that we had was, "Is it good?" And Michael was like, "Yeah, it's good."
Yeah, he drug that thing out a lot.
Yeah, a while, but
made it sound like it was terrible.
I have been dying to get my hands on Resident Evil 2. I have not bought it yet, but it is so beautiful of a game. All the remake that they have done is just masterful. The zombies look incredibly terrifying and so bloody and gory, and it's just I wish I could say that I wish this was the Resident Evil that we would have played back in the time when Resident Evil 2 came out on the PlayStation. Because this, I believe, is what they were truly going for. When you play this game, there's no doubt in my mind this is what they were originally wanting you to see. Of course, graphics limitations and yada yada yada, but as of today, wow, that's so beautiful. I just wanted to touch on that.
All right, TJ, your time's up, bro.
Okay, I can't find the name of this freaking game, but I'm gonna tell you guys about it because when I saw the video for it, and I can't remember if it was on PC Game or IGN. So if anyone like, oh, I know a game you're talking about, please tell me.
Okay.
Because I need to. I mean, you guys probably won't know. You might have seen the article. Anyway, so it's this game. It's coming out, I think, this year or maybe like late this year. But it's an alternate future set in Russia, It's very BioShock in its feel. It kind of looks like a mix between like Fallout and BioShock and Far Cry.
We talked about this game, didn't we?
Did we?
I think we mentioned it in the podcast at one point.
It would have had to have been very recently because I looked at it the other week, but I don't remember if I talked about it.
It was. I know it was brought up, but yeah, go ahead, continue.
Oh well, then I'd have to go back and watch a podcast. What?
Atomic Heart?
Yes. Did I talk about Atomic Heart last week?
I don't know. I just Googled Russian Bioshock, and the first thing that came up was Atomic Heart.
Yeah, I've been Googling everything I could think of, like alternate huge future Russia game.
And here's an article by Polygon for you.
Thank you. So if I did talk about it, sorry, I'm going to talk about it again because I love the way this game looked. It looks so good, and I can't wait to play it. I just saw the video, but it just looks super good. Like there's one point where you're going down into a subway, and it looks like a store mannequin turned into a ninja is just kicking the shit out of this dude as he's trying to get through there. Like it is just beating his ass. And it's so good. It's not as looty as like Fallout, but like you'll look around and there'll be like specific things you can pick up. Like, oh, here's some ammo, or here's
what the crap?
Right, like it's got
it's
this
crazy looking.
It's like a fever dream of like someone saw BioShock and they're like,
this does look like Russian BioShock.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's like BioShock mixed with We Happy Few.
A little.
Yeah, like when I saw it, like I was like, this is so fucking weird. Like the way it plays looks really good. The art looks really amazing. I'm super stoked for this game.
Yeah, there was a Russian kid out there who's like, hold my beer for a second. Let me.
That was the one thing I wanted to talk about, and I really couldn't find anything. I mean, there's some other shit. I want to talk. Actually, I want to talk about something that's made me angry.
Hold on, I've got a pun real quick. In Soviet Russia, BioShock's you. Boom. All right, move on.
How do you kick people from the skull?
Look, I'm just saying, I'm pretty biologically shocked right now.
Gross. So, one of my favorite games is finally getting its third installment, and Epic Games is fucking with people. Metro Exodus is coming out soon.
Oh,
was that the Metro 20...
Metro 2033? Yeah, it's the third one. Yeah, you do, but you can't do it on Steam, at least not till 2020.
Well, I mean, I got to play the original games.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Good job,
No,
Epic.
You got time.
Hold on. You can technically play it on Steam
if you already pre-ordered it.
If you pre-ordered it.
Right. But obviously he hadn't, so he can't. So Epic Games, in their infinite wisdom, was like, we want people to use our launcher. So they were like, fuck Steam, buy it here. It's 10% cheaper, but this is one of the things like we talked about a while back with like developers becoming their own sort of publishers. And I mean not developers, publishers just publishing on their own, not going through other things like Steam or GOG.
Building their own platform.
Right. And at the time I was like, that's fine. But here's the thing. The way they did it is real shitty. Like, if you get it on Steam and they're pre-ordered and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? No. Come over here. And it's a shitty business decision. I don't like it. And the reason it irks me so much is I'm kind of angry at DC right now. The whole DC universe thing where all their shit's behind a paywall. Like, I don't want to subscribe to watch one show. I just want to watch Titans. And you want to know what's real dumb? You can watch Titans on Netflix in other countries, but you can't do it here because freaking DC universe. This is how we started piracy. This is how it's coming back. I know. VPN. We're going to start pirating again.
We're going to throw their tea in the ocean.
Yes. All of it. It just makes me so angry. I'm like, you guys are fucking up. We almost got rid of piracy.
TJ legitimately has a point about this with the piracy, man. You're dead on. It has always been about the ease of access to content which is why it was pirated to begin with. Now,
Yes.
you do have that is legitimately a large slice of why people pirated. There was the smaller slice of people that just could not afford a game, so therefore they would pirate it because they were never going to be able to buy it.
Or just refuse to, they just pirate for the sake of pirating.
Yeah, they were. That's the other slice is they're pirates, and therefore.
But still
pirates.
a small segment. Most of it's,
It was
ease of access.
Yeah, it's ease of access. As soon as you sit there and saw like MP3s become available on places where you can purchase them, boy howdy, you started hearing a whole lot less of all these file trading services and the other services that were just offering like all you can eat with like $5 started going through the roof. Now, like I pay $11 a month for the privilege of accessing Google's entire library of music for my phone. So I don't have to pay Sirius $50 to get one radio to listen to satellite radio.
And still have to listen to commercials.
Yeah, and still listen to commercials. So, I mean, hey, you're right about it, TJ.
It sucks, man. God damn it! I just want, like, I get that it's like we don't want to put it as our Netflix because then Netflix gets our money, but at the same time you're losing money. I think in the end.
Well, yeah, because you don't have your audience as big as for one particular platform versus the other.
Now they have a lot of other stuff. Like if you're a DC fan and you want to read comics, and you can go pay for the subscription, you get all their old comics and shit. That's great. But they're losing out on people like me who couldn't give a shit less about their comics or the animated movies and stuff. That's not me. I just want to watch the one show. But I mean, it's. I don't have any solution for it except for let me watch it, please.
Yeah,
please don't let me resort to pirating. Sad
face.
I get why they do it. Like I get business wise why Epic has decided that they want their titles over that. And again, I read an article about it, and it was basically like Steam's cut for selling your game is 30%.
Yeah.
And Epic's cut is like 15%. So if you're a developer, you want to put your game on Epic, not on Steam,
right?
Because you're going to get more money per sale. Now, I mean, granted, there is that Steam has a much higher buyer user list than Epic does, but I get where they're coming from. I agree with you completely that it sucks, and I think it's stupid. But business-wise, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They've probably done a cost analysis, and they're like, we'll make as much or more if we sell it on our own platform than what we're going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I just don't like it.
Yeah. It sucks.
I'm going to go fucking buy it because I really want to play the goddamn games. It's gorgeous. I want to play it.
Yeah, they're forcing people into their own ecosystem. Instead of it being an open market where you can play, like, hate to say this, back when games were printed on discs, you could go to any freaking store that you wanted and install it onto your computer.
Age yourself, bro. Come on.
I know. But, I mean, legit. This is
back when I could go down to the library and rent a floppy.
I mean, but seriously. This is what happens when you've created a monster like Steam, and we've all created the monster Steam. We're all at fault on that because Steam said, you know what people want? They want access. You know what? It's got to be easy and it's got to be cheap, and then they have done that.
Yep.
So therefore, people flock to it, and then now Epic's like, well, our only way of breaking the Steam monster up is to go, here is our store. It's cheaper than Steam when you sell your game on it. Come and join us instead. Okay, it's going to take a long time for Epic to break down Steam's walls.
Sure.
But people want that single solitary source for their games, though.
Here, in my opinion, is the ultimate problem. I don't want an Epic launcher, a high res launcher, a Blizzard launcher, an EA launcher, Steam's launcher. I don't want all these
Uplay.
launches. Huh?
You
Uplay, yeah.
Uplay, yeah.
And even Uplay, they for a moment there they had stopped putting their games on Steam, and they're like, oh wait, this isn't working. So now their games still launch through Uplay, but you launch you buy when you buy them through Steam, they then launch start the Uplay launcher. It's stupid and awkward. And I don't like it, but I mean it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want all these launchers. My computer, I don't have limitless space for every freaking publisher's launcher.
See, and I'm right there with you. That's one of the reasons why I hate this new push for everyone having their own launcher. If you want to sell it from your website and let me buy a key and download it from your website, fine, whatever. That's fine by me. I don't have to download more bloatware because of your cumbersome launcher that, granted, may only be like, a couple hundred megabytes, less than a gig if I'm lucky. But that's still more icons that I don't want on my desktop. That's still more software I don't want to have to manage. I'm sick of it.
It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of it as much as I'm sick of having to pay $5 for every single service that I want to utilize. Like, no.
Here's the problem with the whole thing from the user perspective, though, Cody, and I mean everybody else watching as well, is when the option is either downloading an additional launcher or never playing that video game, you're gonna download the other launcher.
I don't know.
Let's be honest. I've downloaded launchers. I don't even have games for it yet.
I will say there is going to be a small percentage. Granted, it is going to be small, but there will be a small percentage that will say, "I am not doing that."
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there won't be people that will do it, but the percentage of people that won't do it would be easily offset by the amount of profit that they earn from not selling their games on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I just want a launcher for my launchers, please.
I need a launcher manager.
I do. I need a launcher manager.
I would not be surprised if somebody eventually developed a third party like there's an instant messaging program called Trillion.
Yep.
That I use.
I'm sorry, it's called what?
Trillion.
I told you that's how I know how to pronounce your name is because I use Trillion.
Yeah. But I mean, it up until just recently, it did AOL Instant Messenger and Yahoo and MSN and Google and Facebook and Twitter and all these, and it handles your email for you, and it does everything in one small application. Mm-hmm. And eventually, someone's going to come along and use the what the hell is the back end coding that you can use?
API.
Yeah, thank you. They're going to use the API from a lot of these launchers and integrate it into one solid launcher that's very lightweight, and just be all like, "Here's everything." Boop. And as soon as that hits, fucking everybody's going to, even if they're all like, "We'll charge you like $2 a month for this," I'd be like, "Paid."
I will not pay for it.
Hey,
if it's $2 a month, I will not pay for it.
They'll charge you for it, and then you're gonna have exactly what I said, like maybe 10 podcasts ago, where you're paying to access your games on a launcher.
Mm-hmm.
So you pay for a game, and you pay
that's
for
the
a
thing.
launcher.
Is we're not saying that you have to pay to get access to your games, but if you want an easier way to access your games, you have to pay.
I'm just gonna stop playing games altogether.
Pay.
That's not gonna happen. Come on, Cody.
I will stop playing video games at this point.
Don't lie to
done.
yourself.
And to
I can quit whatever I want, Matt.
And to circle this around to where, just so we're not just badgering Holly with just straight up video games.
No, it's fine.
Hold on, listen. The same thing is going to be happening to video in movies, especially with applications for like Hulu and Netflix and
Voodoo.
Amazon. Well, actually, you say Voodoo. Ultraviolet is shutting down. And all the movies that are available on Ultraviolet are going to be accessible through Voodoo. You have to link your account.
Weird.
So, like, all those little movie or the downloadable movie that you can get, or not the downloadable, but the digital movies that they have through Ultraviolet, it's gone now.
No, you told me about this a while ago.
Well, I told you about it 2 nights ago. you have to have your account linked so you can still access it. But Ultraviolet is going by the wayside, and it's because it's a platform that's not used.
That's actually been another thing that's annoyed me is like, yeah, I buy a lot of movies through Amazon or through Google Play or wherever. Sometimes I just want to take them with me. Like, why can I not just? I mean, I know why I can't just download them, because then you'll have to have a specific launcher, so you're not using this, just sharing it. But I just want to have my movies, and I want to take them because I'm not always I don't have internet always available. Sometimes I just want to watch movies.
Mm-hmm. Didn't Amazon offer a way to download theirs?
I have no idea. I've bought like 2 movies through Amazon.
Oh, I buy a shit ton. I'll have to look.
I think you
have
can
an
buy digital
extensive
copies
library.
through Amazon and download
really?
them. I believe so.
Yeah.
I think you can do it through Amazon and have offline playback. You just have to designate them as offline playback. So,
I think you can do the
I'll
same
let
with
you download it.
Netflix.
You can do that with Netflix too, but like
Right.
I don't want, you know, I have to go to my laptop. Like I have a hard drive that I keep stuff on.
You have a hard drive. Hey, hold on.
Gross.
Hopefully you haven't been adding to that hard
No,
drive, DJ.
No. This is a hard drive. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I've talked about that I've talked about that I've pirated in the past. I still have almost all of those movies.
I think probably everybody in some way, shape, or form in their entire life has done so, even if they haven't even realized they've done it.
Yeah.
There's probably been a link somewhere like, hey, check out this song, and you download the song. Well, guess what?
Pirate.
You just pirated, and you may not even know.
But like I've somehow managed over the last 15 years to not lose all those files. And I probably should. The FBI's like, finally, we got him. We're gonna get him. 15 years of piracy.
All those video files are 320 by 240.
Some of them are not. Some of them are not great.
All the old LAN party videos.
Oh my god.
That's where you get your videos from, LAN parties, people.
That's true. If you can find a LAN party, go there with hard drive space.
QuakeCon. If you can get around their servers. But oh goodness. Well,
Really,
that
I
was a
mean,
very
I had
good
other stuff I want to
conversation.
talk about, but I mean, it's not really important.
It's not important. It's okay.
Actually, Ace Combat 7 looks so fucking good.
It does look good.
They were running that competition at PAX South.
They were. I saw it, but the line for it was crazy.
Yes, it was.
I was like, maybe next time.
Let's see here. All right. Well, have we covered everybody now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless Holly, you got some news?
Oh yeah, Holly. Do you have any news? I know. Typically, when you come on the podcast,
My news is unique.
you look for things that are TV or movie or video game related to discuss, so we can have long conversations, just like we did. Did you happen to see anything in the news recently that sparked your interest? Not spark joy. I didn't
That's
say
it.
joy.
I'm done.
It's fine if there isn't. Then.
I mean, I haven't watched a ton of TV and the one show I got into, you guys would not be interested in. It
Right
was
on
just-
us.
No,
What
it's
is it?
really bad reality show.
Oh no!
Really bad.
Thank
Is
you.
it the one that I looked at or saw the other day? Where it's just like
There's-
getting back with your ex or something?
Mhm.
What is wrong with people in reality shows today? Why do they make up all these weird ass shows?
Because
Because
someone's
it's
gonna watch it.
hell.
It's Australian. It's not even U.S. It's an Australian.
That I was about to say that sounds about right.
But the problem is I got sucked into this. I didn't even mean to watch it. I started watching. I'm like, wait a minute. I really like that guy. I really hate that guy. I like that girl. I got really. That's the thing with reality shows. Like it's even. I mean, I have my limits, but for some reason I got sucked into this show, and I got invested in the people and their relationships, and them trying to rebuild these relationships. Most of which have really cool accents, by the way, so that helped.
They're all Australian.
Yeah. Well, there was one
Dynamite.
There was one American, and then there was one Australian man, a woman who was American, and the best couple, by the way. Best, hands down, the best couple.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, hands down, best couple. And so at the end of the show, spoiler alert, they got engaged. So then I actually like looked it up. I'm like, okay, who's still together? Guess what?
None of them are.
Nope.
Not surprised. There's a reason why they were an ex to begin with.
Yeah. Why do that to yourself? So
For the money and TV.
yeah, but like one of these guys that was on this show, biggest jerk. Just and like even the other guys were like, you're a douche.
You know it's bad when.
Like you said that to her. Like he told his girlfriend, you need a boob job.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and he put it like a pamphlet to a plastic surgery place in her birthday card.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, he was and throughout the whole show, he's just a jerk. Meanwhile, she's a sweetheart. And it basically just came down to a girl just chasing after the bad boy. And right at the end, the best part of this show, she turns him down. She's like, we're not going to be together.
You just had me invested in that story so much.
Studio over here, and I was in the other room, and I'm like, "Hey!"
This is you get invested in all these reality TV for people's preferences, and because they're actually legitimate people, I get invested in fake people.
Yeah.
That are polygons.
You know what though? I like fiction. I appreciate fiction. The fact that somebody had to think about how to create this, I give them credit for that. I do. And reality shows, I mean, take it, leave it. You don't have to like them. Sometimes you get sucked in, sometimes you don't. I cannot stand The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I will not watch. I can't. I just can't do. I have friends though that are really invested in this, and I just. Sorry, guys.
I've seen people get super invested in shows like Big Brother, and I was like even shows like Survivor back when it first came out.
Oh God.
I watched so much Survivor for like the first 7 seasons because I was like,
That's the same thing with like American Idol
who
too.
Was the start of all these reality shows? MTV, The Real World.
oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
If you do think about that, we were watching the what was it? A 90s documentary, and they were talking about MTV
Yeah,
doing this with like pulling regular people out and putting them in front of a camera, and how everybody started associating with these people, and
people got real. But then again, people became unreal. MTV went the other way.
old MTV.
Yep,
Old
that we don't no
MTV.
longer have because we don't have cable. We're
Well,
not
there's-
cable.
It's not really it's not really music television anymore. So
Nope.
Down with cable.
No, I haven't had cable since I moved to Texas. And actually, yesterday was the anniversary of that.
hey,
Hey.
Yep, my first official day as a Texas resident was October 31st.
Nice.
Not October,
January.
meaning January.
Wow, it's October already?
31st.
No, I meant January. Sorry.
Halloween.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. I woke up at like 5 a.m. today for no reason.
Yeah, that was technically it's my fault. So I get up and went to work.
It was one of those mornings where I hear his alarm and I'm like, okay, whatever.
My alarm's like, no, it's not going.
And then I'm like laying there. I'm hearing him getting ready for work, and I'm like, I'm not going back to sleep. Okay, guess I'm getting up early. But I got a lot done today though because of
That was a
that.
positive thing.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I guess we'll move on to the last segment. But
I
That's
have
got
one,
it there.
one quick thing.
okay.
back to because I forgot we could do movies and TV shows.
Oh, okay.
The Dune remake.
Yes.
Yes.
They announced more actors who have signed on to play characters.
Who else has signed on?
Which movie?
The
Dune.
Dune.
Oh, right.
Yes. Apparently Charlotte Rampling is going to be playing one of the characters. A lot of people probably don't know who that is. She's she's an older lady. Javier Bardem
Gesundheit.
has joined Oscar Isaac from Star Wars. He's going to be in it now. And Zendaya? I guess she was in the singing show. The singing high school show?
Which
The
singing
Greatest
show?
Showman.
No, there was a TV show she was in, wasn't there?
Gosh.
Where it was a bunch of kids in high school that sang.
Yeah,
Maybe
I-
I'm thinking of somebody else.
High School Musical?
No.
No.
I'm thinking of something else, I guess.
no,
Oh.
but she was in
Glee. I thought she was in Glee. She wasn't in Glee.
Oh,
was she?
Glee.
she wasn't
I
in
thought that
Glee.
was a college setting. Was that high school?
I don't remember. Anyway. But yeah, those are new actors attached to characters in the new movie, and I'm getting excited because the cast list is starting to fill up with really good actors.
Won't be long before it starts to be released. Start filming.
You got me excited about this.
Dude, I am. This is my sci-fi hard on, dude.
Gross.
I'm not even gonna beat around the bush on this one.
Yeah.
Literally. No, it's really, really cool that they're redoing Dune.
Everything's getting a remake. So
Charlotte Rampling was apparently in Assassin's Creed movie.
I still haven't seen that. Yeah.
I've heard okay things about it.
Yeah, that's
didn't.
basically what I heard. I heard like, if you're a hardcore Assassin's Creed fan, you'll probably like it. If you're not, you probably,
Yo, good for this lady. She's been working like steady since the 60s.
Charlotte Rampling?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, dude.
Now I have to look it up.
She's not some unknown actress. She's just not like she's not been like the frontliner on anything.
Yeah.
She's
Not an A-lister, but she's
Yeah.
definitely known.
She's like what's his name? Danny Trejo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Trejo is literally has like 40 movies coming out every year for like the last 20 years. That dude does not stop working.
Yeah. He's also terrifying and a really cool guy.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that if you saw him in the middle of the street, you'd try to avoid him, but if you knew who he was, you'd want to hang out with him all the time.
Like, oh my God, it's Danny Trejo. Oh yeah, I would buy you a beer.
You know who that is, right, Cody?
Yes.
Okay.
Machete.
See, I know him from the Spy Kids movies.
Of course you do.
Wow. That is an age difference.
Woo!
I think I saw the first one.
Oh
I
my
did not
God.
watch any of the Spy Kids movies. I was too old to watch
And
them.
I think he actually went by Machete in the movies.
Did he really?
I think so.
Wait, I remember why I watched the Spy Kids. I was babysitting.
Yep.
That would be a reason why to watch Spy Kids if you were doing something of that nature.
Yep, I was babysitting. That's how
Yeah.
I've seen like
Done.
all the
Done.
Harry Potters.
Yeah, Danny Trejo was called Machete in the Spy Kids movies.
So I wonder if Machete was like the prequel to that. That would be fucking awesome.
Machete leads into Spy Kids. It's in the same universe. It's gonna.
I bet it is. That's fucking bonkers.
Excuse me.
Actually, the character is the same in all of the films.
No shit.
The
That's
Spy,
awesome.
the Spy Kids films, Grindhouse, and Machete films are all Isidore Cortez, also known as Machete, played by Danny Trejo. The same
That's-
character in all the
Okay.
movies.
That's awesome.
That's
Awesome.
so
There
strange.
you go. Universe's confirmed link.
So if you want to watch all the Machete movies, you gotta watch the Spy Kids too.
Wow.
Oh God!
Wow. All right. Now Now, may we move on to the next segment of the podcast?
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Well, now we move on to my favorite segment of the podcast. The one, the only, and everybody prepares their ears and hold on to your asses because it's time for email. If you have an email that you want read on the VGBit Bitcast, you can send your emails to bitcast@vgbits.com. That's bitcast@vgbits.com. We will read them.
Maybe.
Gentlemen and lady, we have 2 emails this week.
You mean emails? I'm gonna start making fun
Oh,
of
no,
you
no,
for
no,
this.
no, 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 no. See. That's where you wait for the subject line of the email. From our good buddy Mike,
Mike.
with the subject line email. He says, I gotta say, I pretty much enjoyed everything at PAX. There were a lot of interesting games, cool merch, and the people with me were kind of weird, but I got used to it.
That's right, Mike. You fit in perfectly.
Definitely enjoyed hanging out more than the convention itself, and am looking forward to 2021. I even enjoyed the cheese I ordered that came with a quesadilla. He goes, I wouldn't. Here you go. He also says, I wouldn't mind seeing Holly again. She's a great replacement for TJ.
Oh, rude. Rude. I see how it is. I'll just
Oh, TJ, now it's all smudgy.
That's what you get.
Now we have smudgy TJ.
Oh.
I didn't do this on purpose. I swear.
No,
I don't know. I think it's an improvement.
This is why I had you on the podcast now, just because of this one moment right
He's
here.
better, Fuzzy.
Rude. I feel attacked. I feel personally attacked right now.
But ironically, like, I know you, TJ, the best out of all the guys.
All right, so
Except for Daniel, hopefully.
I will. Well, yeah.
I don't know. That sounds like a TV drama all of its own.
Dun, dun, dun.
These are the
dun,
VG bits
dun.
of our lives.
Yeah. It's like short little segments of video games that have been made up. I will say this, Justin, I have not forgotten our discussion about the email to bring it back around. Curtis isn't on the podcast, obviously. I will try to get a hold of him and get that open world question answered. It's still staring me in the face right here. So just wanted you to know.
You're
I haven't
welcome.
forgot. And secondly, with another email from Mike with the subject line, you could guess it. I went a little lower. Email. I went a
Daniel,
little
you're
lower.
scaring them.
What?
What I scare them every week. This is nothing new.
Yeah, but they all like.
Exactly, because I'm louder and yeah. Anyway, so,
Honestly, I wish I could do that throughout the whole podcast.
take your headphones off and just talk like that. That's almost like what you do already.
Rude.
Sorry, what?
Exactly. Anyway, Mike writes in. He goes, first of all, I want to say congratulations on making it over a year doing a podcast. That's amazing. Thank you very much. It is insane that we have now chronicalized a year of our life in video format in discussions. At least I would say for TJ and myself. Cody, you're getting close to a year now. And
It's not my fault.
You've got like a lot of your life on the internet anyway, so
Not
nonetheless.
me.
He goes, second, I want to thank you guys for doing this because it's awesome and it gives me something to look forward to once or twice a week. You're all super funny, entertaining, and genuinely great people. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you,
I
Mike.
really do appreciate that.
All right,
I'm
everyone
laughing at
except for
Matt.
Matt. Fine.
Legitimately,
This is true.
this has been ever since we started this. It has been kind of a super fun hobby that has been turned into a huge money sink. But if you don't spend money on your hobby, then what else are you going to spend your money on? So
Crack.
Booze,
Cracking booze.
hookers.
Fiance?
Yeah.
No.
Don't do that. So, thank you for watching and joining us on this trip. It has been crazy and insane. I don't know I don't know how to explain
No,
it. It's been fun too. So.
2018 was a very eventful year for you, so.
Yes, it was. There was a reason why there was a 4-month lapse, and we discussed that. So, but nonetheless, here we are, and we are now starting a whole nother set of podcasts, and I can't wait to achieve podcast 104. I'm looking forward to it. So,
I like what Matt's doing.
what is this dance?
No, I'm agreeing with Lucid.
What is lucid? I missed something here. I was trying
It's
to be
okay.
sentimental.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's good. You're good.
I
You're good.
appreciate
Keep going.
happy dances. Yeah,
There it is.
That's the best dance right there.
Yep.
That should be what the opening of the podcast is, no matter what. You just have your camera by itself. That's it. I'd give you total screen time for like 5 minutes if you did it 5 minutes straight.
Oh, he's going for it.
Hold on, TJ. Open up your mouth.
No, fuck you. I put my hands up higher and turned my fist.
Hold on.
I love that there's a green screen behind you too.
God damn it.
Everybody, take care of that.
I don't know. I think TJ took care of it pretty well.
Oh, man. I will start banning people.
I can give Matt total screen time now. No, I'm not going to do that. That's terrifying.
You can do that. Do it for a second.
No.
No.
All right, hold on.
Shot that down.
No, I can't do it, actually. I can't do it. I'll mess up my audio, but maybe
Okay.
next time. Maybe next time. So, we are going to go ahead and I guess, once again, thank you, Mike, for your emails. We do not have a question for the week right now, but I guess we could go ahead and try to make one up on the fly.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay, here we go.
Let's do it.
What game should I play?
What game
Ooh.
should Holly play? All right. So, everybody out there, send in your emails for what game Holly should play. She is not a gamer, but she has gamed before. If you've watched the other podcast where she pulled her PS2 off her bed with her foot. Skills to pay the bills. So,
But I forgot to mention something else. I did live with somebody who had a
Sega Genesis?
no.
Super Nintendo.
Newer
Nintendo. Newer?
Nintendo, are you my grandma?
One of them
Nintendo?
Nintendo.
but we had Rock Band.
Xbox
Xbox?
360.
Thank you. Yes. So actually we even had Rock Band parties playing this.
Okay. All right. Rock Band was a super awesome game to play with a bunch of people
Yes.
Unless
you
you,
gotta make-
can't play the drums.
or sing.
But you don't have to be good at singing. You could literally just blow into the mic and still get
Yeah,
good
well, as
score.
long as you get rhythm.
No.
You have to have rhythm into it. That's the problem. There's
See,
people who don't have rhythm.
My mom tried to sing this.
Oh no. Oh no.
oh,
Oh no.
oh yeah. Major. I can never listen to Hungry Like a Wolf ever again. And not hear Hungry Like a Wolf. I mean, it was bad. It was really.
So
So anyway, I have played Rock Band. Spyro.
all right, so internet
Yeah.
and everybody here, what game would you suggest Holly play? Does
Yep.
anybody want to chime in on that one? Because if not, I will start. And I'm going to say you need to play the Jackbox games.
I already
Kingdom
have.
Hearts.
No. You've played like You Don't Know Jack. You have. I don't think you've played the newer stuff.
Well, it's not really
Okay.
video games, so.
Those
Kingdom
are-
Hearts.
Hey, well, they're Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts,
Kingdom
okay.
Hearts, okay.
Virtual board games are still games, TJ.
Okay. I thought she meant what video game should I play?
It's
Sorry.
a video
Yeah.
game.
It's
It's a
No.
video and it's a game. What more do you want?
a better distinction.
Okay, what kind of game should I play on a video game console?
Oh, you know what she would love?
What's that, Cody?
If she, because she likes reality trash TV and stuff like that, she would probably really enjoy playing Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator.
Ooh. Okay.
You probably would like that.
That would be an interesting video to make, honestly.
I wanted to play it with Daniel so I can watch how uncomfortable Daniel was the entire time.
What is I'm what is this?
You're a guy that goes around dating dads.
Yeah.
What?
So
Yeah.
So it's a dating sim game where you create your own character and you have a daughter in the game and you go around and learn about these other people in the game. Like it's an entire story. There are people, they have lives, you learn about them, and you end up finding someone that you want to date.
Have you ever
But
played a dating sim game before?
It's like playing your own reality TV show.
Technically, this is true.
See, but here's the thing. I don't like all reality TV shows.
Well, this is like a good reality TV show.
I think the humor would probably be up your alley.
Okay.
I this is my suggestion, and it's an old NES game, Bubble Bobble. It's simple. It's a jump and shoot.
Blubberbusters, what?
No, not Blubberbusters. Bubble Bobble.
Bubble,
It has
bubble.
cute little dinosaurs that are green and blue, and you blow bubbles to capture enemies in and pop, and then you get to eat ice cream.
I like ice cream.
Me too.
Ice cream is tasty. TJ, do you
Cake
have
is not.
TJ? Do you have a suggestion for a video game?
Cody,
for
what's
Halloween?
that farm? What's that farm game?
Stardew Valley?
Farmville? No.
Not Farmville. Simmer down. Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
hmm
It's a
I could see
farming
her playing
simulator.
Stardew Valley.
Well, it's not really a farming. It's kind of a farming
it's
simulator.
kind of a farming simulator.
It's more like a
but
living simulator, but you are a person who has a farm.
Second Life, but better.
Oh God, no! It's nothing like Second Life. Jesus Christ!
That's true.
Or no cat dicks.
It's a cute game. That's a pretty cute game.
I'll show you Stardew Valley later. Matt, do you have any type of suggestion?
I was actually going to say the same thing.
Stardew Valley. All right, now I've got to show it to her. All right, so there are suggestions for Holly. Let's see what you have out there in the internet world. What suggestions for games do you want to see? Would you like to see Holly play, or should she play, being that she has not played a lot of games? And well, I guess that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode of the VGBit Bitcast. Gentlemen and lady, thank you very much for joining me this week.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks.
And we will see you all next time on the Bitcast. Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye. So TJ, can you do that thing again?
No.